Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
All right, it's Monday night. Sports Hounds are live in the Real Talk Studios. A2D Radio. Welcome Twitter. Welcome Periscope. Welcome Instagram. Welcome Facebook. Welcome YouTube. As you can see, that is not Brad Ryer to my right. Greg Milakovic stepping in. Brad's at the Yankees game. As always, Frank is producing the show. As always, we're brought to you by Gibson Mayer LLC. Certified accountants. Visit GibsonMayerLLC.com. Greg, baseball's in the air.
What's up, Rob?
What's going on, Greg? Baseball is in the air. We were both at the Phillies game last night, even though we did not know. We were both at the Phillies game last night. It was a little cold, but satisfying. We're going to get right into our Scanzano Sports poll question of the night. Hashtag agree, hashtag disagree. You will be at more than 10 Phillies games this summer. Everyone should be hashtag agree on this. Everyone.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
There's no – if you're invested – in baseball, even if you're just a little bit of a baseball fan, you should be down at the stadium. Even if you just go to Xfinity Live, have a couple beers for a couple innings, then hightail at home. I was at Xfinity on opening day. I was there last night. Greg, it's cool to be a Phillies fan.
Yeah, I mean, the bandwagon is obviously full right now, or it's filling up very quickly.
That's fine.
And that's fine. You know, I love a ballpark where there's tons and tons of energy. You know, last night during Jake Arrieta's battle, at bat plate appearance where he drew
11 pitch at bat.
11 pitch at bat. You know, I mean, the energy in Game 3, we're cheering on a pitcher. You know, but that ballpark when it's going, when it's electric, is unlike anything else.
And Bryce Harper got the party started Saturday with a moonshot 465-foot homer. I think it left the stadium. I couldn't see it on TV, but it was an absolute moonshot. He just foot down. Bat through the zone, huge explosion out of the stadium.
Yeah, just throw the hands and go get it.
A mere 398-foot blast last night, barely cleared the fence.
I thought it could have gotten upper deck.
Yeah, I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah,
when I said barely left
the
stadium. That was a moonshot, especially with how cold
that's
and
what I'm
windy
saying.
it was
Like
last night.
that was absolutely a moonshot. I thought it could have gotten at least second deck, maybe third deck, but obviously the wind held it up a little bit.
And then you hear the cliche from scouts, like it just sounds different off his bat.
Yeah.
And you kind of whatever. It's just batting practice. It's just a home run. It sounds different off Bryce Harper's bat. I remember in 2015 when I was a security guard, I watched batting practice before every game, and Stanton was the last one where I was like, yeah, that's different. That's different off his bat. Bryce Harper, of that ilk, of that pedigree. I'm so happy he's on our team. I can't wait to he's not on the bracket we're going to get into, courtesy of the fix last week. Get into that in the second hour since I have a fellow Philadelphia fan to my right. I've wanted to get into that. I can't really get into that stuff with Brad because, he hates Philadelphia. He's at the Yankees game right now. I hope it's freezing cold. I hope it's windy.
Plus, you have the guy who designed the bracket as well.
Frank.
Yes,
it's good work out of you.
Thank you.
I think I have a Final Four.
I have a couple flaws, but it happens.
Yeah, I mean,
no,
it was
tough.
So it was tough. It was tough.
Like how do you put Lidge versus Chooch in the first round?
Right.
Like that's tough. How do you put Merrill versus Harry?
All right.
And how does Merrill get the win?
So. All right, for those
Harry's in my
Final Four.
Me too. There you go.
So for those who saw the fix, people were explaining, it's like, wait, why is this guy a 32 seed? Why is this guy a 16 seed? All right, so just to explain, we set up the poll, we got our 32 names, and we just put it through a randomizer. So none of the seeds were based on personal preference or anything. We just randomized them, see what worked best, and that's what we went with.
No,
so
I get it.
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, there were some names that we did leave off.
I heard Jeremiah Trotter's pissed that Jay Wright's on the bracket, and he's. That's my.
I didn't even notice Jay Wright. I didn't even notice him somewhere.
Well, he's buried as a 15 seed against Joe.
Yeah.
In the first round,
yeah.
Thanks for playing. He's like a Western Kentucky we were talking about before the show. We're getting the Phillies. We're going to get to the fans' Facebook questions. There's only 6 games left in the Sixers season, Greg. Joe's obviously shut down. Jimmy's not playing tonight. We're not going to put it on the Real Talk Studios because who cares? It's the Mavericks. They're going to be the 3 seed.
Yeah.
We got baseball on. The Braves are taking it to the Cubs right now. Good for them. I guess they can win games when they don't
Yeah, that's fine.
play the Phillies. That's fine.
What I find fascinating, though, about the Braves, and you hear all the Braves apologists come out and be like, well, they threw 3 guys or 2 guys that shouldn't even be starting yet. Well, that's your fault.
Sucks to suck, nerd.
That's your fault.
Shut up.
Snedeker changed his starting rotation just for these Phillies because they were so right-handed dominant. Well, how'd that work out for you?
I don't understand why you're starting a guy like Bryce Wilson and a guy like Kyle. Kyle Wright's actually a good-looking prospect. I think he's going to be a good pitcher for them. Maybe not this year, but certainly for years to come. But, I mean, Bryce Wilson, you throw him out there his first start against the Phils, against these guys. I know Fultonowicz is hurt, so they're kind of back. But, I mean,
they could have threw like tonight. They could have threw Newcomb.
Newcomb's better than
he's
those
a
guys.
better pitcher. But he was left-handed, and I guess they didn't want him going in. Well, that's fine. We'll devour your righties all year.
Makes no sense. It's just you can't. Sometimes baseball people overthink it. That's why I've been proud of Gabe so far because it's been the same lineup.
Yes.
Every day, it's been. I cringe when Adam Morgan comes into the game, but he's your only lefty. We'll see how that works out. I don't understand why they don't sign Kimbrel.
Yeah, I think as we talked about on the roundtable a little bit, as these guys are signing these deals to stay, whether we were going to go after them or not, your DeGroms, your Sales, your Verlanders, your Hendricks, it screams now to go get a pitcher, whether it's Kimbrel, whether it's Keuchel, because those guys are not going to be there next year. You know what I mean? Like any of those top-end free agents.
I mean, I'm out on Keuchel.
I'm okay with that.
I'm not in on Keuchel. I think he had his party in 2015. He won the Cy Young, and it's just been regression.
And I'm okay, but I agree with you on Kimbrel. Absolutely. Go get it done.
You sign Kimbrel, and then because let's just say you don't get Harper, and he goes to the Dodgers or the Giants or some mystery team, whatever. Then you're kind of like an 85-90 win team with Williams out there. Then I'm cool. Put Dominguez in the 9th and see if you have a Chapman.
Sure.
Now you have Harper. I expect this team to be in the World Series.
Yep.
Let's not leave it to chance.
Absolutely.
Let's have Kimbrel. I don't care if he makes too much money. These Facebook GMs that want to be fiscally responsible, get him out. Get Kimbrel here. Have him pitch the 9th. Robertson, proven setup guy. Dominguez has flames, and he can close when Kimbrel's tired.
Yeah.
Whatever. The expectations
have risen.
are up.
Absolutely.
Just like the Eagles after they won the Super Bowl. It's not the lovable bumbling beagles, not the stupid pigeons as some Cowboys fans.
The
some of my Cowboys
seagulls,
friends.
the sheagulls.
The seagull, yeah. You're expected to win. You have a coach, quarterback combination. You have a good defense. You have a great core. Don't leave it to chance. Sign these vets. I'm big on Kimbrel. Getting back to the poll question, over 10 games. Over 10 games. And I was impressed with the concessions last night. I found some steals. First off, this year, I don't know if they did it last year. You can get the Tasty Cakes for $2.
Ooh.
I did not see that.
You can. I got them I didn't buy them, but they were at the 8th Street Market or whatever
Okay.
it is. $2.
Yeah.
They have 3 different kinds, I think.
Nice.
And then for $17, I got 2 hot dogs, one of them big souvenir cups.
Okay.
I think it has Arietta and Herrera. I don't know if there's different ones or not. $17, 2 hot dogs, a big soda with a refill.
Yeah,
on
the
soda.
refills are key.
That's
Because
clutch.
the Wells Fargo Center doesn't have a refill.
No.
So I went to a couple of Flyers games thinking they had refills, and I'm like, because it's the same cup.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the Phillies get a refill. You guys do too. They're like, no refills. I'm like,
No.
well, screw you then.
They're out. I don't want to get into the staff at the Wells Fargo Center. They don't do. They don't do a good a
they're
job.
bad. They're bad.
They don't do a good a job as the Phillies.
Although I will say, Game 3, the stand I went to get food had a very similar order: 2 hot dogs, large drink, and a thing of fries.
It's like the value men. They value men.
They didn't have any trays.
No tray. They're out
No
of
trays.
This was where?
Game 3. Probably right outside section like.
You're talking about last night.
Last night.
Okay.
Like section 120, and I'm like, you have any trays? No, we're out. So here I am, already a large dude as it is. Now I'm stuffing hot dogs in jacket pockets like I'm hoarding stuff. You know what I mean? Like I need people to look at me even more than they already know.
Sure. But
and before we even get in there, I got soda dripping all down my shirt because I'm trying to carry everything because there's no tray.
absolutely,
It's a violation.
it is a violation, total violation. But I mean, anything else stand out to you over these first 3 games? I love that the lineup's been the same.
Lives are the same. There hasn't been much for Gabe to mess up or overthink.
He said he's not doing that this year,
and that's good. And and I do believe it. When you hear him come out and say like last year, well, I really didn't have the lineup to let set every day, and I kind of have to agree with him.
I
what I mean?
definitely agree with
Other than probably 2 or 3 guys, which you probably could have.
I mean, all the guys hitting 6th, 7th, and 8th this year.
You probably could have left them in certain spots, but I'm okay if that's your rationale. Hey, I'm going to put these guys to see where I think they fit.
Just the bullpen, even the bullpen.
Yeah,
the bullpen
I
was
mean,
horrible.
Robertson proved that. Hey, yeah, you're right. Maybe we do need to go get Kimbrel.
Yeah.
Although it was a non-safe situation, he didn't look sharp, and I get closers are mental and. They're not the same type of guy they are in a safe situation, but
Yeah, I don't buy that with him though, because
Right.
he's not a closer.
I agree with you.
And even Brad said that multiple times that he's not a closer.
Yeah, Brad had it. Like he's
Yeah.
gonna have his stats at the end of the year, but
Right.
he's gonna be shaky.
Yeah.
He is going to be shaky.
every year.
And I'm fine right now with this closer by committee. We'll see who's going to stand out.
We don't
more.
really know yet.
We don't know.
There's been no
What is it,
actually
6
safe
and a half?
There's no
situation.
safe situations, but we got to see what our potential 9th inning guys are going to be. Now it's just figuring out when it gets to those safe situations, who's going to be the guy? Is it going to be
point
Sir
is,
Anthony? Is it going to be
We've
Nisha?
had
Is
3
it going to be
different guys.
Robertson? Yeah.
You've had 3 different guys. You've had
Yeah.
Sir Anthony in game 1, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sir Anthony.
You
game
had
one.
Robertson in game 2.
Yeah.
And you had Neris last night.
Oh yeah, Neris. I forgot.
Neris. Ugh.
Yeah.
Now, if it's the second half,
if he never closes again, I'll be.
Right.
That's fine by
I
me.
agree. But if it was the second half Neris who found something last year
Yeah.
and was downright unhittable with that splitter, I mean, I'm okay with it. But I agree. At some point, you have to have your 6, 7, 8 in the
Yeah,
or your
exactly.
7, 8, 9 in the bullpen, locked and ready to go, and they have to know it. You're out.
Yeah, but I mean, that's why I want Kimbrel in the 9th, because
It answers all those questions.
now it's the 9th, and I don't care. You guys got to figure it out between 6th, 7th, and 8th. I mean, hopefully, Aria went the 6th through 98.
Yeah, I mean, Ari had a battle last night.
Oh, it's
for
not an easy
having
night.
having
Not-
terrible stuff in the beginning, or at least not at least throwing a lot of pitches.
He looked better than Pavetta did on Saturday.
To get through 6 was a battle, and I was pretty impressed with it.
Is that going to be Pavetta? Is that going to be his MO? Is that just him? Just two good starts, 1 bad start, or 1 good start, 2 bad
I don't
starts?
think so. I don't think so. I mean,
I was looking for him to turn the corner though.
I think a
and
lot of people are, and I think he still can.
It looked like the same guy.
Yeah. I missed a lot of Saturday's game, so I didn't actually.
I don't
see
understand
him a
why
lot.
Pavetta doesn't groove his fastball in there more. He's got a 95, 96 mile an hour fastball. Yeah, his slider's good, but he can't throw it for strikes
Right.
consistently. The book's out on him. Everyone knows he can't throw it for strikes consistently. If you pump your fastball by a few people, on an 0-2 count, instead of just throwing that predictable slider that's probably not even going to be a strike, then I think he would really take the next step.
No, I agree.
And then you get another, because these are big wins. I love that they got the sweep right off
Yes,
the bat.
absolutely.
These are big. I know everyone's, it's in the season. Call me in June when it's over. But 3-0 against the Braves. These are the reigning division champions, and you got three wins right up on them. And now you're going down to Washington, a team that didn't really look too hot over the weekend
Yeah, a
against the
team
Mets.
that stinks in their own right.
You get Scherzer tomorrow, so we'll see what they can do with that. Eflin's going to go for the Phillies. And then you don't have to use Velasquez, like Jim Jackson pointed out
Yeah.
last week, until about mid-April, which
It's always a solid thing.
which maybe he can be one of your answers in the bullpen, which I've been calling for 3 years.
Yeah, I
with
think
Velasquez.
everybody kind of has. Just when you see his stuff, you know what I mean. I mean, the guy's got electric stuff, but he doesn't have the mentality to get through a lineup more than twice.
And me and Brad talk about this. We've been on together since 2016. Like, do you know how many guys, like all these legendary closers, like Eckersley and Rivera, they all came up as starters.
Everybody, yeah, absolutely.
Chapman, Andrew Miller, like.
Yeah, Andrew Miller was a top flight starter at North Carolina.
And I think he got hurt maybe or something and had to go to the bullpen and became lights out. I feel like
I think it was similar. Like in college, he was able to overpower people. Once he got to pro ball and the majors, same thing with Velasquez. He just couldn't overpower him anymore because everybody's that much better as well. So it was him not being able to get through a lineup a couple times, a la Vince Velasquez, and they moved him to the bullpen, and now he's like, borderline Hall of Famer.
And to me, if you can't get through a lineup 3 times consistently, you're a bullpen guy.
Absolutely.
You're a bullpen guy. You can't have a starter who's just a weak link like that going 4 innings and taxing your bullpen for the next week until you have an off day.
Yeah.
Because then, you get your bullpen taxed, then you got to go to Noah like, you're going 8 tonight.
Right.
I don't care if you give up 7 runs.
Yeah, you got your deep.
You're going 8.
Yeah.
That's not how you want to manage Noah prior to June.
Absolutely.
Even ever. So we got the poll question going. Will you attend over 10 Phillies games this year? Anyone who disagrees, I don't know, you got to reallocate your funds or something like that. Because you can get a standing room ticket for not that cheap. And we just pointed out some steals at the concession stands that you could get for not cheap at all, not expensive at all.
Yeah.
If you want to go down and have a bunch of beers, you better be a millionaire.
I know hopefully I'm going to go to one
They
game
were only
this year.
$10 beers.
Well, only $10.
Only $10.
Yeah.
But at the Wells Fargo Center, they're again, I hate going back there, but they're $12.50. I'm not spending $12.50. I'll spend 10 maybe.
What do you got, Frank?
I mean, I know I'm going to go to one game this year, thanks to my
just one.
Right now it's one, but
Frank, you got to get to 10.
I know. I want to try to get
over
to 10.
10.
I want to try to get to a few games this year.
Don't be the one #disagree guy. You and Brad are the only #disagree guys. On this poll question.
I wish I could go to the games more regularly, but I got to work.
You're a teacher.
I got to work and all that.
You have summers off.
I know.
What are you talking about?
I know. I have summers off. I know I have June off. It's just figuring out when to go because
every night
I wish I could go every night, but I got shows to produce and all that. There we go. It looks all nice and pretty now.
Good job.
I know.
Way to produce the banner.
Yeah. It need to be fanned out a little bit, but what was I going to say?
You're going to 10 games.
You're going to 10 games.
I'm gonna make an attempt to go to 10 games.
No, you can go.
I'll try to go to 10 games. I gotta wait for my tax refund to come in, and maybe allocate some of those funds.
I have to get my jersey with my tax refund.
Yeah.
I can't believe I don't have a Bryce Harper jersey yet.
Mine's still in the mail. I have no idea where it is.
What'd you go with?
I went to be the powder blue.
You went to powder blue?
Yeah, I went to powder blue.
See,
but I got it right after he signed from MLBshop.com.
Oh.
And it's still not here.
I think it's supposed to come in May.
Why?
That's because I wanted to get the same thing, and it said arrival time in May. I'm like, I'm not going to wait for that.
Why would
That's insane.
I guess because of the high demand. I don't know.
The high demand? What do you mean?
Just pump it out of the sweatshop.
He signed in what?
They don't have
What
enough
did he
people
sign?
to make those jerseys.
What did he sign in March?
Yeah.
So he signed what, March 18th, I think it was?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And it's April 1st. I mean, 2 weeks is like the max you should wait for that jersey.
Yeah. I mean, I had to wait for the jerseys to come in.
Is that a Harper?
Yeah, it's
That's
a
Harper?
jersey. Yeah. I got a blue and a red one.
I am going to go road gray.
Okay.
I think that's a good look.
I'm eventually
look
going to
good.
have every version.
It look. You got
I'm
12
eventually.
years,
I'm gonna have. I mean, we're gonna be best friends by 13 years. So, I mean, that's the goal.
I know. Kayla, they get a little Bryce coming.
I know. I'll be godfather to little Bryce.
It's gonna be, how many godfathers do you think that kid's gonna have? Talk about coming out with a silver spoon in your mouth.
Coming out with a silver spoon, baseball
prince
royalty.
The prince of the Philadelphia Phillies.
I wouldn't be surprised if Reese is one of the godfathers, or Gabe, or the fanatic.
That's going to be interesting tonight because him and Scherzer are boys.
Yeah.
And they're going to be on the hill against each other. That'd be a great matchup. The righty versus lefty. So you don't play matchups. You can play matchups like that. Yeah, you wouldn't bury the righty.
But he makes that whole lineup. He
Yes.
makes that whole lineup dynamic.
He's the straw that stirs the drink.
Yes, absolutely. Without
like-
him in that lineup is average.
It's like on Saturday, okay, cool. You intentionally walked him to load the bases for Reese, and then Reese hits a grand slam on the first pitch.
Yeah,
That's 300. They're gonna do that all season. That's $330 million right there.
cool.
Awesome.
You know, and the way this lineup has proven that, you know, they're going to have each other's backs. You know what I mean? Reese goes down, JT comes up with a big home run or big hit just in general, right? You know, when Reese gets hit. Odubel, and that's 6-7-8 right now. That 6-7-8 is hot.
Yeah, I
Oh,
love
You know
it.
what I mean?
I love
That's
that they're
6-7-8. I mean, they could do damage in their own right.
well. They're like the bastard children of the organization. They have a chip on their shoulder, which I like. I mean, Herrera frustrates the hell out of me. I mean, his at bat last night with the bases loaded was just complete trash. But I'm not gonna nitpick. I'm not gonna nitpick tonight. He's gonna be the same Odubel Herrera he always is. 6 weeks, he's gonna look like an all-star, and then there's gonna be another 6 weeks where he should be in single A.
Yeah.
That's just the way he is. It's what he is. As long as he doesn't run into Bryce
And
in
hurt
the
him,
outfields
no.
and Bryce hit.
I had the whole section laughing. I'm like,
Oh my God!
I was
Where'd you
screaming.
guys sit? Where'd you guys sit behind Bryce?
no, we were actually in 135, so down third base line.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, we were over on first base, and we
we
went down
had
to
really
the
good
lower
seats.
one.
We were like nine rows off the field. We had really smoking seats. But I was screaming. I'm like, don't hurt him.
Yeah,
Like, let's put
Get-
Bryce in a bubble.
get
Put Bryce in a
away.
bubble.
yeah. Get away from him.
But that's it. That was his ball. You know what I mean? That's Odubel's ball. You know, that's a center fielder's ball. And, you know, a lot of that comes with Bryce signed late.
do we have to? Yeah. Do we have to,
Odubel was hurt, you know, through spring training. So they didn't get a lot of those.
do we have to teach Bryce the Spanish a little bit? So
Maybe.
yeah.
Yola Tango.
Yeah. I got it. Is that how you say I got it? Yola Tango.
I don't know.
I got it.
I
Mine.
I think so.
Get away. Something. All right. Let's
Yola
check
Tango. Let's see. What does it mean?
What's the fam have to say?
in. We got. Let's see. Tom Arnone, what's up? What's up, Tom?
What up,
Yeah.
Tom?
Looks like we haven't seen you in forever. That's from Andy Ritter. Have a great show. Bob Brinkman, you need a closure to win. When you had Lidge or Tug McGraw take you home. A great point. That's why I'm just sign Kimbrel.
Yeah.
How much could he want for a year?
And at this point, does money even matter?
Who cares? You sign him 1 year, we give him $10 million. Let's say he signs today. He's gonna pitch him what? May?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
He's gonna go through spring. Who knows? I would assume he's been working out.
Yeah, I would think he's been working, but yeah, who
But-
knows?
Part of the other reason I'm signing, I don't want Milwaukee to sign him.
Right.
I don't want the Dodgers to sign him. I don't want whatever competitor you want to throw in there to sign him.
Yes.
Keep him away. Like in fantasy football, all the guys I pick up, you know, I don't necessarily need. They're going to rot on my bench before I let them rot in your lineup
Correct.
and beat me.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's another thing. And Keuchel, I mean, that's just a trap. That's just a trap. I mean, he pitches the contact. I get he pitches ground balls, and it's sort of a good fit. But, I mean, if you're going to give him a multi-year deal, I mean, I think that's just asking for trouble. It's like the Nationals. That Corbin contract's a suicide mission. Yeah, you're going to get 3 out of him. Maybe you get 4 out of him. You're not getting 5 or 6
No,
out
you're not.
of him.
No.
You're 5 and 6. It's going to be dead money.
Right.
The Jeep man, Buddy White, wants to know where Brad is. Brad's at the Yankees game. Chrome checks in. Hey, fellas, I'm a Cards fan, but also a baseball fan. I go and watch anyone play. I'll definitely be going to minimum 10 games. That's usually my minimum. Cards look good, though, Chrome. Cards look good. Colton Wong, Goldschmidt. We'll see. Maybe I underestimated the Cardinals in my preseason prediction, and maybe I overestimated the Reds. They're my sleeper team. Sonny Gray stinks. Absolutely agree with the poll question. Plus, I'll be at SunTrust in July for Phillies Braves. Again, let's go. That's from Tom.
Yeah, and he said Tom was saying that the Phillies are going to be in town when he'll be down at SunTrust.
Yeah, Sun-kissed.
Or
He's going to see the
SunTrust,
Phillies.
yeah.
So he'll see
SunTrust,
the
Sun-kissed.
Phillies play the Braves down there. That's going to be cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm there.
Hey,
Hopefully
you
I'm
see
down
a
there
road
with him
game.
in one of his 7 vacations he takes a year.
Yeah. Rob Van Dam replies to Bob, I'm a Pens fan, but I have been mad respectful for Philly. They make hockey. That's a hockey point.
Yep.
Forget the hockey because the Flyers are officially eliminated. We talked to Jim Jackson about them last week. There's a lot to be excited about for Flyers Nation for the first off season in a while. You get a lot of young guys, and you have a goalie. We'll get into the Flyers at some point during the show. We're also going to get into the Sixers. Sixers are playing right now against the Mavs. A lot of rest guys. Looks like the Sixers are going to be the 3 seed. And, Greg, I'm going to be very interested what Brett does with his playoff rotations. Got to shorten them up.
Absolutely.
Who's going to be out? Who's going to be in? I'm a Shake Milton guy over T.J. McConnell. I can't stand T.J. McConnell. James Wilder disagrees. LOL be at 0 games. You can't make the trip down from Canada. Do they go up to Toronto, or is he not from Toronto?
Well, he's from Winnipeg, but
Yeah, but Winnipeg
Which is far away from Toronto.
yeah,
far away
Canada's very big.
from everything.
You think?
Yeah.
But they do. But I know they do get the Blue Jays games and all that up there. While people in Winnipeg don't drink milk from bags, that I know.
They don't drink milk from bags.
They don't. Up in Manitoba, they don't. In Ontario, they do.
What do you mean? The milk's in bag?
Yeah.
They don't have plastic?
No, they just drink milk out of bags. Only in Ontario.
Like
Because-
wine?
Yeah, apparently.
Slap the bag?
It's really weird, but
Slap the bag
because
with
I
milk?
remember when we did a show.
Slap the bag in a minute.
But when we did a show on apparently it was like their Canadian Thanksgiving or something, and I said to James, like, I wished him a happy Canadian Thanksgiving.
Isn't it Boxing Day?
Yeah, they have Canadian Thanksgiving, which is our Columbus Day, apparently, and then they have Boxing Day, which is like Kwanzaa for us.
Kwanzaa.
Yeah, it's on
like
Kwanzaa.
boxing the sport day?
No, boxing like I'm boxing you some presents.
So what, you box stuff up and you give it to everyone?
Yeah, it's weird, but
I don't know.
I don't know. You
They should
ask the Queen of England
stick
on
to
why they have
hockey.
this.
They
Yeah,
should stick to
yeah. Just
hockey.
make it Hockey Day or something, or
I can
Tim
see-
Hortons Appreciation Day. Something.
Tim Hortons, yes.
Yeah.
Hey, we like James. But James got to come down.
Yeah.
Is he allowed in the country?
Yes and no.
They got his picture up at border.
It's a really tough situation for our of Canada's biggest fan of our biggest fan from Canada. So
Anything going on YouTube, Frank?
Randy Ritter's coming to town this week.
he is.
Where's Andy?
Of
Where's Andy
Jackson
from?
Ritz. They're he's out
Oh,
of
okay.
Houston.
Yeah.
He's coming up for the WrestleMania.
Oh, so he's going to New York for WrestleMania.
Well,
Yeah,
well,
he's-
I think
he's
he's going to
coming
be
up.
here on Thursday
Yeah,
for
he's
Lazy Booking.
so he's good.
Snoozer
Yeah.
card they have going on.
So
Yeah,
he's going to
it
make
doesn't look
his in studio debut, which is going to be exciting. I know he's been trying to get up here for a while, and with the cards being in the picture lining up right for him, I think he's going to have fun in the studio with Chrome and Maddie and Matt.
So I had a question for you.
Mr.
Before we get into YouTube, what the heck was up with Tomahawk Chop being done last night? Do you get that?
No.
I think they were mocking them.
No, I get.
I
get
think it was
their-
just condescending.
I get that
Phillies-
they're mocking,
like
but
Phillies
why
fans were doing
why
it?
would you do it? Why? What's the mock? Like, what's the point?
Well, we get on the Vikings fans with their
the skull,
Yeah.
skull.
It's like that.
Falls.
Yeah, they were legitimately doing
Yeah.
the.
But were they saying no?
And you had a beef
No.
with Eagles fans as well.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm sick of the Eagles chant. I'm sick of it.
You're out.
I'm sick of it. If the Phillies stink, chant away.
I got you.
But
I didn't hear it.
you got an undefeated team. You got one of the best players in baseball, the top team in the National League, and we're gonna sit there and do Eagles chants in
I'm
Game
with you.
3.
I was
I'm
didn't
going.
hear-
If
I
I
didn't
go
hear
to
it. I
10 plus games this year, I will get into a fight
You
because
mean
I'm
when
going to
you-
yell at every single person.
so when you go to 10 plus games this year.
Yes,
Okay. I'm with you. I didn't hear Eagles chants last night.
I heard it all as I'm walking in. I'm yelling, "Eagles suck!" Like this is a Phillies game. Like just, and I know the Eagles don't suck, right?
Yeah.
But it's not like we just won the World Series or the Super Bowl. The year of the Super Bowl, fine, chant away, right? Chant away. We won the Super Bowl. Be the obnoxious Eagles fans
And
that
I'm with
everybody
you.
is.
And if
But
you're
they just lost in the playoffs,
Right.
and where it's a down year, we got a top team sitting right in front of us.
Yeah,
Let's
you wanna
get
do an
behind these
Eagles chant.
guys.
Yeah.
It's like when I went to Nashville Sunday night. Everyone's still walking around Nashville after that despicable loss, still doing Eagles chant.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still rocking my gear because I just went right from the game to the bar.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to sit there
Jeez.
and be an obnoxious Eagles
Right.
chant guy. Like,
I
knock
get
it off.
And I went to an Eagles game on the road a couple seasons ago when I was out in Cincinnati for the Bengals game, and after the Bengals game, it was just like
Is that
dead
the
for
one,
us.
Is that the one they tied?
Nah.
When did they play the Bengals?
It was Carson's rookie year. It was like when Andy Dalton like lit it up or something. It was a very bad game, but yeah.
Who goes to Cincinnati for a road game?
Well,
it's not a
one of my best friends from college lives out in Cincinnati.
Yeah, you got-
so
you got
so I
that-
went to
he's
I went
got
to
that
hang out with
Western
him.
Kentucky stuff.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the Western Kentucky stuff.
Yeah.
Like we were out in Cincy, and then we decided,
Now-
we'll go visit Bowling Green.
Frank is a Western Kentucky alumnus. He's a
Yes.
topper through and through.
Hilltopper. For
How
life.
did you get? Because you're from Jersey, right?
Yes.
How did you get from?
Why I went to Western?
Like, how did you like, Western Kentucky?
All right.
Like,
So
is there hot girls there or something? Like a lot of parties?
Well,
what was
I
going
mean, did
on?
you play him in NCAA football? Because I know I won a couple national chips with him. Building up the Hilltoppers because they were
Right.
so bad.
I
But
think I
Yeah.
might have done that.
with me,
Yeah.
it was when I decided to go to college and all that, I was like, all right, I need to get away from family a little bit, just
I
to
get
explore my
that.
reach a little
Yeah,
bit.
I get that. I
But-
get it.
But with me, it was like, all right, where do I want to go? And it actually did start in the NCAA tournament the one year, because I remember when they beat Drake, they upset Drake in the tourney, and I remember seeing this red blob. I remember seeing this red blob on TV. I remember seeing the ESPN commercials with this red blob of a mascot. And I'm like, oh, so this is where this red blob came from. So this is what this school is. So I looked it up. I'm like, oh.
But like, why didn't you go to Florida?
You
or
went for a
Florida
blob?
State
I went
or-
because of the blob, and I was the blob for 2 years. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
So you went there and you got there freshman orientation. I want to be the blob. Saw
well,
it on TV. I want to be the blob.
and-
That's the only reason I'm here.
and it actually did happen. I did, and this was before I actually showed up on campus. They had tryouts, and they were like, "All right, we're going to give you a scholar. Here you go. You're the
What
blob."
What do you do at a mascot tryout?
Well,
What is the process?
Well, what they do, it depends on each program. One of them would be an introductory meeting. It's like, all right, so this is what we need you to do. This is the physical limitations in the costume. So they have you try on the costume.
What do you mean? You get in the costume and you shoot T-shirts out of a huge machine
Yeah, but
gun.
there's
Were
more
you a
to
part
that.
of the dunk team?
No, we didn't have a dunk team,
Oh, okay.
but we had.
It's low budget. It's conference.
Yeah,
games.
we're
I know,
college.
I get it.
And plus, like with the dunking stuff, like there's a lot of regulations where we had to be careful with, like especially with the costume, because the costume's like really top heavy, so we can't really do flips and backflips and all that in costume. So we do the introductory meeting, and then we have an interview session. So they interview the best, like they take the best out of the interviews, and then and then there's like a 20-minute audition where you do a skit, react to situations, do personality and all that.
React.
Yeah, react to certain situations. Like, you won the conference championship.
The more you know. The more you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
Behind the scenes of the blob.
The more
Yeah.
you know.
it was tough. It was very fun and very nerve-wracking at the same time, especially somebody from New Jersey auditioning. It was crazy. But yeah.
You must have stuck out like a sore thumb down there.
Oh yeah. Like I remember in some of my classes.
They all talk about your accent.
Yeah, they do. It's hilarious. And when
Did you
people
have like a
Yeah.
weird nickname like
no, they
Jersey Frank or something
yeah,
like
they,
that?
they would bring up like my Philadelphia accent. It's like, oh, is this what? It's like they thought they'd be like speaking more like a New York accent.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
When people asked you where you're from, did
Yeah.
you say Philadelphia?
No, I actually say New Jersey. How I introduced myself was like, well, I'm from New Jersey,
Good.
and no, I don't know the people from that show, referring to Jersey Shore, because people would expect it's like,
Oh,
oh,
you got that one. Okay.
yeah, because people would definitely ask. It's like, oh, do you know Snooki? Do you know Mike the Situation?
Yes, that's like their heroes down there. Like, wow.
Yeah,
he's one of these
yeah.
guys.
Yeah, they're like so fascinated by it. And then when they
Like-
were showing like video, I remember one class they were showing like the Philadelphia accent. It was like a voice and diction class that was required for my major, and they were showing like Philly talk, and they all look at me. It's like, what's whiz wit? What's wit out? What's a cheesesteak?
No, I asked you that because what a total violation. I'm from Bucks County.
Yeah.
Like if someone asks me where I'm from,
Yeah.
that's a total violation for me to tell them I'm from Philly.
Yeah.
I'm not from Philly.
Like I say I live closer to Philly than I do with New York. That's how
when
that's
they
how
say
I
I live in Bucks County, I live in Richboro, and they go, oh, where's that?
Yeah.
Like, I'm from Philly.
Yeah.
From Philly.
Yeah, I live outside of Philadelphia on the New Jersey side.
Yes.
No one's gonna know Blackwood,
But for
Mount
you
Ephraim.
to just jump in and say you're from Philly,
No, yeah.
you can't do that. All right, the Sixers are just about to tip off down there in Dallas. Quick 6-2 lead for the Mavs. No Jimmy, no Joe tonight, but they're locked into the 3 seed. I don't know who they're gonna play. I want to play.
No playoff, Jimmy.
I love Jimmy, but are you a Jimmy guy?
No,
You don't what?
I'm not a Jimmy guy.
You're not a Jimmy guy?
No,
Why?
just doesn't do it for me.
What do you mean he doesn't
He
do
just
it?
doesn't
for
do.
you?
Well, I mean,
You got to show your work a little bit here.
in the stretches that Joe was there,
all right.
where was Jimmy?
I'm not gonna. What?
In the stretches, taking 3 shots, 6 shots, 9 shots. When Joe's out for weeks, I need Jimmy to go get buckets. Now he has been a little bit better down the stretch. He has turned into more of Jimmy buckets. I've never been a Jimmy guy from Jump Street. I understood.
Because he has a bad attitude.
I understood what the trade meant for the team, and I like to trade for that. But I'm just
The only way I'm not re-signing Jimmy to a max contract is if I can get Durant to come.
Yeah, I don't think I re-sign Jimmy at all.
See, now this is great that you're sitting in because people like this fascinate me because I don't. Do you not
I can go get that guy. Like to me, Jimmy Butler's always been a guy I can go get in the draft because Jimmy Butler, to his credit, has been a self-made guy. Right? He's a worker. He's that he's that guy who was that mid first round pick that turned himself into a scorer, but then yet he comes to this team and he's not that scorer that he was built out to be.
Yeah, but when has Jimmy Butler ever been a 25, 30-point a game guy?
Yeah, but that's the way he walks around and he acts, though. And if that's the guy that's going to complete your piece, though, if that's the guy that's going to complete your process,
I get it.
Then that's the guy he needs to be.
I get it. If Jimmy Butler is your best player, you're not winning anything.
Correct.
I agree with that. And if you want to tell me you don't want to give him a max contract based on that,
I also don't like it. I don't like
guess.
the age for this max contract, too, because you give him 5 years. Now you're looking at 32, 33, 34.
he already said he doesn't want to play till he's an old man.
There you go.
But you can give him a 3-year max. Like, I have a hard time letting him go unless I can get Durant to come in. If this team comes up short, it's going to be Brett Brown's fault.
We'll have to see. I don't think we can sit there and say that right away.
Oh, I can, and I will, and I have. And I'm not. I said it last week. Look, if I'm a bad fan that I don't think the Sixers are a lock to beat Boston or Toronto in a 7-game series. Milwaukee's hurt, so I think they can take them now.
Yeah.
That makes me a bad fan, then fine. I'm a bad fan. If I'm not sold on Brett Brown and I'm not sure if he's going to be the coach that wins this franchise, its next championship, then I'll be a bad fan.
I don't
That's
necessarily
fine.
disagree with that. I don't necessarily disagree that Brett might not be the guy that wins the championship.
I think Jim O'Brien, because I don't know, that was weird that Billy Lang just left.
Very weird and very interesting.
I mean, I get it. He's the head coach. It's effective immediately for St. Joe.
I never got a call back, by the way, from St. Joe's.
What's that?
I never got a call back on my resume.
You did? Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
How funny was that?
I didn't get a call back.
That
I
had to be
submitted it.
Had to be a joke.
Never
right?
got a call back.
Yeah. For those who don't know, I posted on the A2D Facebook stuff. I'm always job hunting for that full-time job. I came across, St. Joseph's head basketball coach, and that AD came in from Notre Dame and is kind of shaking things up. I'm like, oh, you fire a legend? You try and find your coach on Indeed? Like, that's how.
Guess they, I didn't. I
That's
guess
not
they
how
didn't,
anyone does it.
I guess
but,
they didn't like my
okay.
JV record.
Yeah.
Have they
York
found
coach-
a short list on? Have they found
made
somebody
up-
yet?
they hired. They
Billy,
hired
Billy
Lang
Lang,
from the
Sixers
Sixers.
assistant, is the coach of St. Joe.
Oh, okay.
And has already left the team.
Yes, that was hired immediately. So with 8 games to go,
Yeah.
your defensive coordinator, so to speak, is out.
Yeah.
Now they
Yeah.
have Jim O'Brien going to step into that role, which I think is a way better fit than Billy Lang because
Yeah.
I don't think Billy Lang did that great of a job. I wish him all the best at St. Joe, but I'm not going to shed a tear that he's not part of the Sixers coaching
Right.
staff
No,
anymore.
I just found the timing and everything very strange. Because
But
it's
Jim
not
O'Br-
like
but Jim
it's not
O'B-
like recruiting's going on right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's obviously the NCAA, the tournament's still going on.
Yep.
So there's no recruiting going on. So it's not like Billy Lang had to leave because he had to hit the recruiting trail.
But I get it. If the Sixers go into June or late May like they should, I mean, he's got to.
What's the difference in leaving now than leaving then?
You're right.
Is that what
I
you
agree
mean?
with you. It's strange, but I mean, if you're St. Joe's and you're trying to take a step forward and get out of the funk that the program's been in, I look, we'll give you this, but you got to come now.
Yeah.
Get your secret teeth in. But I was very surprised there was no resistance from the Sixers. Like, oh, hold on, can we work something out?
Yeah.
They don't care. They're putting Jim O'Brien. He's going to be de facto defensive coordinator. Now, Jim O'Brien's been the coach of the Sixers. He's been the coach of the Celtics. He's notorious for defense. But, I mean, are you really going to change your whole defensive strategy with 6 games to go in the season when you're about to be a
No,
3
because
seed?
and with that,
Because
I
I got a lot of problems with how this basketball team plays defense.
and with
from a
that, your best
philosophical-
players out.
Right.
So what are you going to change if you don't have everybody on board?
You can't change anything.
No.
But I don't understand how there's such a disconnect between what Brett says in his press conferences about what the defensive philosophy and the strategy is going to be, especially on pick and rolls. I mean, there's third-grade CYO teams that cover pick and rolls better than the Sixers. He wants Joe, sometimes you switch, sometimes you don't. You know, we always want Joe not to switch and stay in the lane, but every game I see Joe chasing around point guards on the perimeter. I don't know if he just goes out on his own, but look, if these guys because I feel like it's a respect thing with Brett Brown. Brett Brown was the coach through a pile of shit.
Yeah.
They won 10 games. They won 10 games by design for 3-4 straight years, and nobody cared if you lost. You were supposed to lose.
Right.
Now it's winning time, and I feel like when he says, "Joe, what are you doing? You can't do that. You're supposed to stay home." Okay, whatever, Brett. We'll do it this way. I'm going to do it this way. And same with Ben. Same with all these guys. I just don't know if he's going to be the coach to get them there. And I don't know if they can beat Boston or Toronto 4 out of 7 times.
I'm with you on Toronto. I think Boston, I'll still take my guys. But I'm with you. There's some doubt there.
I'm always going to take the fan.
You know what I mean?
See, there's fan Rob and there's broadcaster
No,
Rob.
I get you.
Broadcaster Rob tries to come in every Monday or whatever I'm on, whatever I'm doing in the industry, and I try and tell it like I see it.
Sure.
If that hurts people's feelings, so be it. I don't care. I root for the bad guys in the movies.
I got you.
That's fine by me. But, fan Rob is Phillies are going 162-0. Bryce is going to the ground. I'm all in. I'm nuts.
I did love the MVP chants last night.
Yeah, that
already.
was
They're
nice.
That was great.
Absolutely. But, I'm always going to take my guys. I'm going to take
Yeah,
my
no,
guys
no, I
against
got you.
the Raptors and the Celtics. But, I mean, what? You beat the Celtics once out of the last, 4 times out of the last 24 times they played them? I'm supposed, it's just going to be a switch flip?
Yeah, no, I got
and
you.
you're just going to beat them 4 out of 7 times?
I definitely understand.
Looks like you're going to have home court advantage against those guys. That's going to be the Eastern
That's-
Conference Finals if the Sixers are fortunate enough to beat Toronto.
Well, yeah.
And you're going to get that in your building because I think Milwaukee is screwed.
Yeah.
Let's get to the rotation, though, because that's what I wanted to talk to you about, though. So you have the starting 5 is the starting 5.
Mm-hmm.
Ben, JJ, Tobias, Jimmy, Joe. Are you a Shake Milton guy? You like him?
I'm not a Shake Milton guy. I'm always going to go the veteran though over a rookie, especially in the playoffs. especially
'Cause-
what we saw with Markel, just the physicality last year.
How you're shortening your rotation to how many players in the playoff?
I'm probably at
And
9.
by playoffs, I mean once you beat whatever trash team you're going to play in the 3-6 match.
Yes.
Which, stop giving me the Nets. If the Sixers and the Nets play in the first round and there's a 6th game, I'm going to freak out.
Agreed.
Freak out. So that's unacceptable.
Mine's probably 9.
Okay.
Because you're gonna have Boban.
Let's leave Boban off to the side because Boban's easy to manage because whenever Joe needs a break, you put in Boban.
Correct.
That's it.
Yep.
And I hate these hockey line substitutions that Brett does with 6 minutes to go in the first and third quarter. Doesn't matter what's going on. It doesn't matter who's gelling with who. It's up. There's 6 minutes. Joe gets a rest. Second stringers go in. It's just hard to get continuity like that. I get you have to, but, you got to start shortening the rotation now, I think. Now you're going to get guys playing because Joe is out. But, do you play Shake Milton or TJ in the playoffs?
TJ.
Really?
Because I have more confidence in TJ. TJ's proven that he can do it. And TJ's gonna give you what you need in the playoffs, and that's energy and effort. And I'm not saying Shake can't. I'm just saying TJ's got that. And that's TJ's game. And TJ's the veteran. You know what I mean? We saw it last year with Markel. Markel obviously is supposed to be a 700 times, 1,000 times better than TJ.
And TJ took his spot.
But yet TJ took his spot because he's a dog. You know what I mean? Yeah. And in the playoffs, you need a dog. I don't need some mental midget who can. And I'm not saying
that.
I'm not comparing that. I'm not saying Shake is that guy.
No.
But that's where it's going to go in the playoffs.
Fultz he's Mickey Mouse. He's where he belongs. He just doesn't have a clue. But who's TJ guarding successfully on the Celtics or the Raptors for whatever? What's he going to play? 15 minutes a game?
But see, even at that, in the playoffs, I think even that. 12 is where it should be. 10 to 12 minutes is where he should be.
It can get away from you quick in 12 minutes in the playoffs against those good teams.
Yeah.
Because my whole problem with the Sixers defense is you have going back to the starting 5, you have a starting backcourt in JJ and Ben who can't cover opposing backcourts.
In reality, yes. I think Ben can. Ben can cover 1 through 5 or 1 through 4 realistically.
Okay.
I agree
with you.
It's just where you're going to match him up.
But when you're playing Kyrie Irving and Kyle Lowry, if you're playing the Magic on a Tuesday night or whatever, sure, cover Fournier or Terrence Ross or whoever. It doesn't matter. Ben's just better than those guys.
Yeah.
He's going to outclass those guys. But is that the best matchup for Ben to cover those guys?
Well, on the flip side, they got to cover him.
This is why you see.
You know what I mean? On the flip side, they got to cover him too.
But how come it never seems to work out in the Sixers' favor? It seems like the Sixers get torched by opposing guards on the reg.
Well, because you have Jimmy end up guarding that guy.
Like when we were,
Jimmy end up guarding that guy, and then Ben plays that small forward. And,
But then you have JJ who can't cover anybody.
Well, no, absolutely. But JJ's not on the floor to play
But
defense.
that hurts you against select teams with elite backcourts.
Sure it does.
Which is why I'm not sold they can beat the Raptors or the Celtics 4 out of 7 times.
Right.
I think they match up better against the Raptors. First off, I think the Raptors screwed up by trading Valanciunas at the deadline. I thought they should have kept him, kept that grit with Siakam, Serge, and him down low because the 3 of them against Joe, they really gave him fits.
They do. They do give him
Marcus
fits.
Gasol is he can still get it done, but he's 34 and Marcus Gasol cannot cover Joe.
No,
at all.
Marcus almost would have been a better fit here. You know what I mean?
Agree.
Coming off
the bench.
That's not necessarily knock at Boban. I'm just saying when you look at the fit, because you're right, he's probably a better fit for a more balanced team, or not balanced team, but more low post oriented
come off the
team.
bench.
Yes, like here,
and give you offense. Like Powell went to the Milwaukee. I thought they were going to give him offense, but he never plays.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on with that. That whole thing was fishy.
Yeah, it was weird how he was hurt, so hurt. But we're just going to buy him out now.
and the Spurs made the playoffs.
Yeah.
They were in the race for the 8th. That should be. And then it's predetermined that he's going to the best team in the East.
Yeah.
It's loaded. Like, what is that? That was fishy. But I hope we play the Pistons. The Mets the Mets.
No Mets.
The Nets. The Mets are pesky too, but the Nets, they look a little pesky. Maybe they can steal a game, but I mean they had nothing. I was at the game on Friday when they played the Nets.
Against the Nets, yeah.
Yeah. And they had nothing. But those are the games I feel like Jimmy gets slight because Jimmy and Tobias had like 14 points combined. They scored 123.
Yeah.
Like Ben had 20, Joe had 40, JJ was making threes, Boban had 14 off the bench. Like there's only one ball.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes Jimmy gets slighted because, you look at the box score, he only had 8 points and 6 rebounds but there's only one ball.
Yeah, but a lot of the times he's got the ball in his hands. A lot of the times down the second half of the year, Brett's put the ball in his hands.
He has extremely recently. He has, yes, which
and
I
said,
like.
"Go be you."
But I feel like sometimes
And it's almost like he's trying to overexert this stigma that he's a bad teammate.
Because he's trying to prove to people like you.
And fine, go be a dog,
great.
though. Go be the dog
you.
that you were.
Because that's Joe's problem, too.
Yeah.
You know when Joe gets the ball at the top of the key and he does that pump fake where he looks like a human accordion because he's so tall?
Yeah.
Don't do that. Launch a 3. If you want to, I don't care if you take 4 threes a game. I don't want to put a number on it because that's not fair. But if you take a 3 that's within the flow of the game,
Absolutely.
I'm completely fine. Don't give me that accordion-style pump fake and then do some spin move and turn the ball over like he did in that Hawks game that drove me absolutely bananas before that Magic embarrassment. Like, just jack it.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, who cares? This is why I
Like
love. This is why I love when the athletes say, "Oh, we don't read the media. We don't know what they say. We're in our own little village here." And we don't, like, okay, but Jimmy and Joe want to prove that they're good guys and good teammates, and sometimes it works against the team.
Yeah.
So I go be a dog, Jimmy. Joe, if you want to shoot a couple of threes within the flow of the game, I'm fine. Just don't turn the ball over 5-6 times as a center because that's too many.
Yes.
Which frustrates me. And Jimmy, do whatever you want for the first 3 quarters, but when we need you on an ISO, you got to go get it. And if someone wants to call you a ball hog for that, if you miss, they're an idiot and they don't know the game. So Boban, so Mike Scott is going to get minutes. I don't know where Jonathan Simmons has gone.
That's a weird
I
one
don't
to
know.
me.
I guess Dylan Ennis took his spot.
I thought Jonathan Simmons was a solid. I'm not crowning him, but I thought he was a solid get back for a bag of balls. You know what I mean? Like, I thought
the first round, the protected first round pick or whatever, however that shakes out is the get for that.
Right, but I thought he was at least a solid rotational guy to where like he could steal a couple minutes here for somebody and not kill you, or at least be a defensive presence, because that's what he showed when he was in San Antonio. He showed in San Antonio that he was some sort of an NBA player. Now he can't even crack the lineup, and that's saying something because not like our bench is loaded.
No. Now against the Celtics, more so against the Celtics. I've been vocal about starting Ennis over JJ for defensive reasons, and then having JJ be a spark off the bench. So I can't watch.
I understand what I understand.
Or you think
I understand your
too
theory
cute with it,
but I think you're also then you're feeding right into Boston's hands. Kind of like what the Braves did. Like, hey, we're going to go heavy right-handed lineup because you're so right-handed, and then how'd that work for us? Right? Instead of sticking with our guys, going with our guys. Now, I'm not saying, maybe JJ's first break is 3 minutes, 4 minutes instead of 6, right? And you get that defensive guy back in there. But I think they also have to have a fear factor of him shooting also from their defensive side.
Right. But
You can't just all of a sudden just, oh my God, we're going against Boston. We can't beat them. Let's just pack it in defensively and then hope JJ coming off the bench, gives us a spark.
Yeah, but you take it a little too far there. I mean, you're not gonna. The way Brett coaches, the run and gun, up and down, 3-and-D, Euro offense. That's not how you win in the playoffs.
No, absolutely not.
Like you gotta grind it out. You gotta have some half court. Like you might have a game where both teams might not get 100 points.
Sure.
Like I don't think the Sixers are going to be able to score 130 points against the Raptors or the Celtics, which is what JJ in the starting lineup. That's your advantage. You can run, gun, you can shoot. He didn't play like that in the playoffs all the time. Now, you can start JJ against the Nets or the Pistons or the Heat or whatever garbage playoff.
So now you're telling your guy in the biggest series, sorry, you're not good enough to start?
Not on defense, he's not, no.
No, I'm not. But you think he got paid to play defense?
I don't care what he got paid to
But that's what I'm saying. Like, he's not paid to play defense. He doesn't need to play defense. You know what I mean? Like,
but
that's not what his value is.
You need to put him in positions where he can flourish.
Right, no, absolutely.
TJ and JJ against Boston have been, we've seen it the last 2 seasons. It's not a mix. Kyrie Irving destroys us. Whenever TJ goes into the game, Gordon Hayward comes in, Rozier comes in. They get torched by guards.
We do get torched by guards.
And you got to – and I don't know what they did from a defensive standpoint. We were at the game against the Kings. So I thought they were going to lose that game.
Yeah.
Because they had Buddy Hield and De'Aaron Fox. But they didn't. De'Aaron Fox and Buddy Hield really didn't do anything.
Yeah, they weren't really that big of factors.
They got nickeled and dimed on mid-range jumpers by idiots like Cauley Stein and Bagley. And that's fine. If you're going to play perimeter defense like that against the Celtics, then I'm fine. Just throwing it out there as I mean
against the Celtics, I don't mind going an extra body deep, like bringing in, seeing what a Zaire could do on the wing as a defender. You know what I mean? Or even a Jonathan Simmons at that point coming back as a defender, like maybe going an extra man deep just on the wing. You know what I mean? Like, your Mike Scott and your Ennis are there, and your TJ's there, but you're gonna have that guy right there on the end on the wing, who's gonna come in for 2-3 minutes. And give you a couple minutes here and there of just defense.
Frank, do we miss anything on YouTube?
Not a lot on YouTube. Not a lot of action going on, but I know everybody's excited about the Phillies this season.
They should be.
They are excited. Bryce Blackwell excited about the Phillies being 3-0.
Yeah, Bryce.
Let's see. And then Raska talking about his Angels. I think he got April Fool today.
Can we stop with the April Fools? Can we stop?
But
Tom Brady's first tweet. What a singer. Really got me. He's retiring. Good one, Tom.
And
Seriously, cheesy. Now social media just blows it out of proportion. What did Rosca think? The Angels got Verlander?
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? Why would he do
I know.
They just re-signed him.
Yeah.
They just gave him $30
He got fooled.
They just gave him 2 years, $66 million to trade him to the Angels.
And then we
a
got
division rival.
And then we got Joaquin Aguilar talking about, hell yeah, this is our year. Let's get the World Series ring.
Let's go.
And then Kyle agrees with Greg about the Eagles' chance during the Phillies games.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kyle agreed with us.
That's a shock.
I usually gotta check myself when I agree with Kyle. Too much. Every once in a while it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's Kyle doing at the Phillies game?
That's what shocks me. Like, he's not a Phillies fan. You know what I mean?
Yankees? So. I mean, he can't. All he calls us the biggest losers ever, and how the last 119 years have been a disaster.
Yeah.
What do the last 119 years have to do with 2019?
Exactly.
Right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
And by the way, his whole team's on the DL and lost 2 out of 3 to the AAA Orioles. Stanton, Andahar, they're all out.
Yeah.
Phillies are 2 up on them.
Yeah.
And the Red Sox, they don't have a win.
Oh, my goodness. That's amazing.
I hate the Red Sox. I can deal with the Yankees.
I'm the opposite.
I hate the
I'm
Mets.
the opposite.
I hate the Mets, and I hate the Red Sox.
I hate anything
The
in New York.
Mutts.
All right, great. We're going to take a break.
Yeah.
Jordan Howard's now an Eagle. We're going to get some draft talk, some Birds talk. We're going to do the beloved Philly athlete bracket created by our own Frank Vesby and the Fix. And we'll talk some Flyers. HUD Radio Sports Hounds. We'll be back right after this.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
A2D Radio, Sports Hounds, back in the Real Talk studios. Greg sitting in for Brad, Frank producing the show. Exclusively on YouTube. Check out our social media pages for the link. We'll be talking some Eagles. Let's talk about the Final Four first. We had a nice little back and forth during the break about the Final Four. The Final Four set. My bracket was terrible. The only thing I got going for me is I got a live futures bet on Texas Tech.
Nice.
Like 1,000 to 1. I made it in December or January. You know, I think I made it when they held Duke to 61 points in the non-conference, and that was when Duke was just
Throwing everything.
absolutely cooking. No one knew what to do with Zion.
I pretty much
I'm like, wow, 61 points.
bowed out of the brackets last night when Duke lost. 'Cause
Yeah.
I had Duke as my national champion.
Was Ralphie at the game with you guys?
Ralphie was not.
Going off about the Spartans.
Jedediah was not at the game with us. Brother Jed.
Like, what is with that? 'Cause he's another one. He's
He's
diehard Lakers, diehard Michigan State.
Well,
like,
with Michigan
Well,
State,
he went to the Nasser.
yeah.
He got a couple checkups from Nasser.
Yeah.
So
he's
growing up.
locked in.
So he's
Yeah.
locked in with,
Yeah.
with Go Green.
And you know how those the manipulators.
Yeah.
man, they got you.
You know.
They make it feel like it's your fault.
Yeah, it's your fault for
Yeah.
leaving.
So
But
bad.
no, I don't get him
So
either.
bad.
I don't
Well,
get him.
well, I know with the Michigan
It's
State,
like-
he had family that went to the school. So
I went
that's
to
his
East.
one-
I went to East Stroudsburg,
Right.
and it's up in the Lehigh Valley. The Lehigh Valley is just like a vast because there's
I spent
there's
some time up there.
There's nothing there.
Right.
You know, there's not. You got your Giants fans. You got your Steelers fans. You get the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Yankees.
Yep.
So you get
Yep.
some Yankees guys. You got the Lehigh, the Iron Pigs. You get some Phillies guys. A lot of my college friends were Mets and Jets fans. Not as much Yankees, Giants. A lot more Mets and Jets fans up in East
Interesting.
Stroudsburg. But you always get those knuckleheads from the Lehigh Valley. They're like, oh, well, you know, my dad's stepson's brother's sister's cousin was, you know, he played for the Royals farm system.
Yeah.
So I have to root
Yeah.
for I have to root for, like, stop. Just make a choice.
My dad's stepson's
Yeah.
sister's
You
brother's
know,
cousin.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no, I get it.
You've heard them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the Cowboys. I fell in love with the star.
I like the star.
The star. You know how many
Yeah.
how much cooler shapes there are than
Yeah.
a fucking star?
Yeah, octagons.
Yes.
Octagons are better than stars.
The honeycomb structure.
Honeycombs,
The strongest architectural
geodesic
structure.
domes,
out there.
isodecahedrons. Come on, better shapes than that.
Pipe down there.
you lost me after Octagon.
Pipe down there. All right, but Final Four, it's going to be Saturday. National Championship is going to be Monday. We got Michigan State, a 2 seed, going to be taking on Texas Tech. Obviously, I'm big time invested in
Yeah,
Texas.
you're
know you're
in on
invested
Texas
in the-
Tech.
Texas Tech. I do think they're going to win the game,
Yeah.
regardless of my bet. I think they're playing the best of anyone in the country. I think they
Maybe
can,
outside of Auburn.
which they're going to win too.
Yeah.
They're going to win too. I mean, bless his heart, Tony Bennett in that program, losing
Yeah.
to a 16 seed, finally getting to a Final Four. But, I mean, you almost got beat by one guy.
You did.
And you needed a miracle.
And he was on the take.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it. I'm sorry
Greg
to
has
say
him,
it.
Greg has him shaving points.
He was on the take. That play, Matt Painter did not draw that play. Matt
I mean,
Painter
when
did,
he threw it out of bounds out of nowhere.
No, Matt Painter did not draw up the let me dribble for 35 seconds and then fire a step back three.
That's true. And that was an awful turnover at the end.
And then he definitely didn't throw it. And here's where I question whether he was on the take or not. When he got the pass down 5 at the half court line, all he did was dribble. He did with the second and a half. He didn't throw it up like just trying to score a basket. Like everyone throws up that last second shot trying to score it. Everyone does it. He just dribbled out.
I'm the one who gets screwed.
Exactly.
Always.
I've been on that
Always.
every time.
Remember the Sixers-Celtics game?
Yes.
Tatum makes it
Yep.
for nothing, and
It means
I got
nothing.
a push out of that one. Thank God. But
It means nothing. And Edwards scared me the other night because I had Tennessee -2. He did not get fouled on that three-pointer.
He did not.
If he missed it,
I didn't see that game. I was at the
if he
Sixers
missed
game.
it, I'm already at a push at -2.
Yeah.
'Cause Tennessee was up
I had
2.
Tennessee in that game.
Tennessee probably gets the rebound, gets fouled, goes down, makes at least a bucket or two, or free throw or two, gets me my win. But no, Edwards, kicks his leg out, gets fouled.
So
That-
you're launching a full investigation.
Yes, I'm going full investigation for as much as I'm going to
Yeah.
go investigate.
Be like an A2D investigative.
And you're right though,
reporter.
that pass on the sideline
He missed it by a
was
mile.
wasn't even close. And Klein has shown throughout the tournament that dude is lights out.
He
So
played really well.
You get him anything near that 3-point line, it was going up, and more than likely it was going in.
Got some YouTube comments here. But Final Four, you like Texas Tech and Auburn like me, or you?
Yeah, that's where I'm leaning. I'd like to see some fresh blood.
Let me look at the.
Unfortunately, Auburn lost that kid with the ACL.
Yeah, O'Keefe.
Okeke,
And that's such a shame to lose him at that time.
I mean,
And
they,
you saw what you
they
saw.
beat Kentucky with.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. You saw what it did with Bruce Pearl. Choked him up after that game. But yeah, I mean, I'll go. I think Auburn's been playing the best. I had Auburn in a couple brackets making a
So they
deep
beat
run.
they beat Kansas.
That's not. I
They
can beat
beat-
Kansas this year.
I know, but they're still blue blood.
They're still blue
like,
blood. I got you.
What-
Yes.
What was it? Kansas, North Carolina, Kentucky. Boom, boom, boom. Out.
Yep.
Final Four.
Yep.
So we got to go all the way to Saturday. Virginia is -5 over Auburn.
Give me that.
Yeah, I'll
5
take it.
all
Give
day.
me Auburn +5.
Give me the plus. Yeah.
Michigan State, a slim 2.5-point favorite over Texas
and I'll
Tech.
take Texas Tech.
At that point, just give me the money line.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it, like a 135 money line, something like that?
Yeah, whatever.
Something.
Yeah, it's
the-
130. Yeah, 135.
Do a little
Gi-
money line
Give me the
parlay
money line.
Saturday.
Let's go. I might have to reload the DK.
Ooh, let's see. I still got a guy. I'm out on the money up front.
Yeah.
I'm out. I don't want to. Why should I do that when I don't have to?
I agree. I understand, but like
What do you-
I like it
you-
because it keeps me
What are you gonna pay-
honest.
What do we keep
Right.
records for? Pay taxes?
Yeah, no, I like it because it keeps me honest. Though I'm not going to lose the house. You know what I mean?
Well, you to have self-discipline like myself,
Yeah.
which I don't have.
I don't have the self-discipline. It's like let's just
on-
keep chasing.
Yeah, I click on shit till my fingers bleed. I have no discipline. All right, so we're in agreement on that. It should be a pretty good Final Four.
It
But
should be interesting.
I think they're really good 4 teams though.
I'm not too thrilled with how the tourney went.
Why? Because your bracket sucked.
My
Like,
brackets
why?
my brackets sucked, but I just think like with the lack of Zion and RJ and Cam, like you're basically the top 5 of this upcoming NBA draft not being in the tourney. That was just disappointing for me. It's like
I have debates with friends with this all the time.
What do you mean they're not in
NBA
the
talent does not.
or they're out of the tourney, out of the Final Four.
I mean, what do they got the Elite 8? What else? I mean, unless they're going to get all. That's the beautiful thing about this
I
tournament.
know.
Like-
NBA talent does not translate
know.
into a national championship.
I know.
You know how many loaded NBA
yeah.
teams that basically semi-pro teams that have not won the national
I think I was just so hyped that a really talented Duke team is not going to be in the national championship game. It kind of bothers me a
They
little
had
bit.
2 guys.
Yeah, it's
I mean, Trey Jones went
Yeah.
off or didn't do anything.
right.
And then
where did Cam was Cam Reddish? All
Cam
year.
Reddish, who's
Cam
supposed to be a
Reddish was
top
missing.
5
Yeah.
pick. I mean, there's a slew of guys that would take over Cam
I mean, with
Reddish.
Auburn, I can't stand Bruce Pearl. I mean,
I could never. I don't know.
I just don't like Bruce Pearl. And then Virginia
Sweats a lot.
just
You
bores
sweat
me.
that much when you're coaching the boys?
Virginia
I do.
bores me.
Yeah.
Not baseball, but basketball.
Yeah.
Because you're indoors, you're all usually suited up, or at least your shirt and tie. Yeah. When I was coaching basketball, oh yeah, I sweat.
I just don't really care for this Final Four.
I could never play for a guy that screamed that much.
yeah.
Like, I get it. Like, hold the guys accountable if I
Right.
mess up really bad.
Exactly, yeah.
But, like, if I'm coming over the bench and drinking a yellow Gatorade and getting screamed at because it's not orange, like, chill
Yeah.
out, dude. Like, I can't. What's your coaching style, Greg?
With baseball, I'm very laid back. And I'm very thorough. Like just very thoughtful in what I'm going to do. Basketball, I'm up, I'm yelling, I'm screaming, and it not necessarily angry, but just making sure my guys know what they're doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, I'm calling the plays out. I'm making sure we got guys back on defense. You know, because like I said, mostly if I'm doing that, I'm at the JV level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm making sure that these guys know what they're doing. But then there's times, that they just didn't want to listen to me, and I went and sat down on the bench, put my feet up, and I said, "You guys do whatever you want to do." And I said, "When you guys want me to coach, and you want to listen, you let me know."
That's pretty dangerous. They
Ooh.
might not ever hit you up.
We won that game.
Wow.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You-
we came back and we won that
There you
game
go.
because they finally started listening. But I was like, I went to the end of the bench, grabbed myself a water, sat down the end, and they just ran up and down, just did whatever they wanted for a couple
Jeez.
minutes. Like there was no timeout after like a big turnover.
So you're like, Brett.
Yeah. Just hey, you guys work it out. If you don't want to listen, you work
Right.
it out.
Maybe that's what Brett does sometimes.
You work it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting because I've never coached anything. I've never had that opportunity. I would like to coach something
Yeah.
someday, but my thing as a fan is like I'll sit there. I'll be sitting there,
Yeah.
I'll be sitting there. It'll build up. It'll really build up. And then the smallest, especially with the Eagles, like someone will get a false start penalty. It'll be make it 1st and 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll freak out.
Oh yeah.
I'll sit. I'll scream. I'll rant for 5 good minutes.
Yep.
And then I'll sit back down and I'll be quiet again. And everyone's like, there was so much more before that.
Right. Yeah,
that you
yeah,
could
yeah.
have freaked out at.
I'm also a
But I
pacer. I
tried-
pace up and down the sideline.
I could have been like was I mad when that stuff happened? Like when Jalen Mills getting burnt like toast or someone's jumping offside? No, but I try and that's my 2019 resolution,
Oh, yeah.
Frank. Pick my battles.
Pick the battles.
when I pick it, I just freak out.
Yeah.
And it's over. Then it's done. And then the only time that I'll go on after a game, like social media and such, is when I'm just livid, looking for people to just scream,
Looking
Right.
for a fight.
looking for a fight. And sometimes I see stuff in losses that I feel like people didn't watch the same game as me.
yeah.
That's me as a fan. I would imagine if I ever get to be a coach one day that's how I'd be as well. Just a freak out here and there, but otherwise pretty calm.
Cool and collective.
Yeah.
And I try and stay calm because I also want my guys and that's why I'm loud.
You don't want them to be scared of you.
That's-
Exactly.
yeah. I'm loud, but it's not necessarily an anger. It's just so
Right.
they know it, and then they hear me. But I try and stay calm in the big situations so they are calm as well.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be all like, let's go, because I don't want them all freaking out. You know what I mean?
Right.
They'll get jittery in crunch
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
and mess up. It's good. Speaking of calm, cool, and collected, Doug Peterson's
Yes.
calm, cool, and collected. Best coach in the city.
Yep.
Gets a new running back toy.
He does get a new running back toy.
Jordan Howard.
Love
The
it.
only thing
Love the move.
you love it.
I do love it.
I love it in the sense that you didn't give up.
Well, that's
anything
Yeah,
for
exactly.
the
That's
whole-
the beauty of it. That's
the whole
why,
point of it.
and that's why Howie's such
I'm
a
not
pimp with that.
I'm not so sure how it's going to work on the field.
I mean,
Here's my
he's
theory.
not done yet with these running
In
backs.
what way?
I get it because Jordan Howard's going to be in the
Yeah.
game and it's going to be a run.
Right.
You might as well just put it on the big screen at the link that you're going to run the ball.
See, I didn't think he was that bad out of the backfield, like receiving wise.
I mean,
Wasn't that
he
bad.
did. I don't know why he lost.
I
touches to
that I
Tariq
don't
Cohen.
know either.
I've read that he's football IQ isn't great. I've read that he couldn't learn the plays. He's not a good pass blocker. He can't catch. But Matt Nagy and Doug P. They're disciples
same-
of Andy
yeah,
Reid.
very
So
similar
if
styles.
he can't
yeah.
pick up Chicago's offense, I don't know how he's going to pick up our offense. Now, maybe we see this all the time in sports. It's not working out, and then they go to another place
Yeah.
and they kill it. I hope Jordan Howard kills it. I
Oh,
like
yeah.
I liked his running style. I thought he was a steal of a pick. out of Indiana for the Bears. He had a great rookie season, but I don't think he has what it takes to be a 3-down back.
I love it for the fact that he's better than anything you have right
Yeah.
now.
I can't argue that. They're a bunch of trash at running back right now.
As we've all said, we gave up literally nothing for him.
Yeah.
So this is a 1-year deal. Let's see if you can pick up our offense. Let's see if you can have some sort of an impact. And I also think it allows Howie, if that running back, if Jacobs isn't there at 25 or another running back isn't there at 25
Yeah.
that you like,
I think
you
he does
don't
this.
have to
Right.
go after it now.
Exactly.
Doug Peterson and Howie Roseman and Joe Douglas are not picking a running back at 25.
Yeah, I think
They're
that is
not.
clear.
And that's fine.
Right.
Because now you don't have to reach for a running back at
Exactly.
25.
And now you have
Now you can literally
Right.
take best available with every
mean,
single one of your picks.
Is Josh Jacobs really that good, or is he just pushed
He-
up because there's not really a
he's-
well, I mean, it goes
good
back
back in the
it goes
draft?
back to the quarterbacks. Is Kyler Murray a number 1 overall pick? No, but when your quarterback class is trash, and you have a college coach coaching a college offense in the NFL,
Yeah.
then it's a match
It's a
made in
fit.
heaven.
I like the kid from Duke though.
Yeah,
yeah.
but the overall class is bad. So you know what I mean.
It's not a great class.
I
the
understand.
the kid going back
It's
from
a trench,
Oregon,
it's
Yeah.
a trenches draft.
right?
It seems
It
like
is. It
that's
really
what
is.
everyone.
Especially that some of the hype. You look at Drew Lock, and many people thought he was going to be the first quarterback taken at an underwhelming season at Missouri, and now he's projected to be 3rd, 4th round guy, and then out of nowhere, Kyler Murray just shoots up the rankings.
No
and,
one thought he was going to play football.
Right, nobody
Yeah.
thought he was going to play football, and now the thought that he's going to be the number 1 overall pick.
Would have had a hard time giving
Jeez.
Gaze that $9 million back.
Yeah.
I completely agree. It's like
It's mind-boggling.
it's like
No, because
it's like giving back that field goal for that 5-yard penalty. Like, do you
Right.
really give back the points?
yeah, let's just
Like,
Yeah.
Do you really? It's already
I mean,
cash in hand. It's already in my bank account.
Yeah,
and then the fix has been in since Kingsbury got hired in
Yeah.
Arizona. It's not a coincidence that the second he gets hired, Kyler Murray all of a sudden wants to play football.
Exactly.
He sent him a text and been like, "Yo, play football. Tell the A's to get lost. I'm gonna take you first.
I got number 1
We're
over
gonna
pick
trade-
guarantee money
Right.
for you.
We're gonna get Rosen out of here because he stinks. I hope the Giants trade for him. That would just make my.
So that's
Yeah.
so. I used to have. Excuse me.
Yeah.
woo.
I used to work with a couple Giants and Cardinals fans.
Yeah.
And so I used to bust their stones all the time. Like, I used to tell my Cardinals fan, I mean, they're taking Kyler Murray. Like, just don't forget that 1/8. That 1/8 of an inch. He's 5'8" and 1/8.
Yeah.
But then with the Giants fan, it's like, yo, we're trading number 1 and Rosen for 6 and 17.
Wait. What are the Giants gonna have to give up for Rosen? You think?
Well, no,
Is that what
and
you just
they
said?
get the number 1 pick to go get Bosa. So 6 and
Oh,
17
You lost me. Yeah.
6 and
okay.
17.
Yeah, those are the Giants picks.
Right.
Yes.
for number 1
Okay.
and Josh Rosen.
Wow. Okay. So you have a big time. So I was thinking they were going to get Josh Rosen for like maybe the second round pick, or.
Well, right, but if you want, go up and get your Bosa too. So that's where number 1 comes in, 6 and 17, and you're right. Rosen's not worth any of that, but number 1 is.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? If you don't get the
whatever.
1, you got to give up 6 and 17,
Bosa or Queen Williams is
or the O line, yeah.
whoever you want. But
And then you get Rosen, and then you can draft whoever quarterback you want in the second round. And it's almost like the draft day, with the Seattle Seahawks. Kevin
Costner.
Yeah, I love that movie. I watch it freaking every night.
Kevin,
You know,
such a bad movie.
it's so great.
It's such a bad movie.
It's so awesome.
I haven't seen it, so I'm gonna check it
Kevin
out.
Oh my
Costner.
gosh, it's money. It's so
See,
good.
I heard
You
it's
get-
good, but
you
at the
get-
same time, it's
Kevin
okay.
Costner's a good actor.
Yeah.
I like him in a lot. So I was watching.
You get the
13.
quarterback you want and $1
Right.
million cheaper. Ooh. Oh, I love that movie.
And-
Yeah.
I saw it in theaters. I was literally I think I was the only one
Yeah.
in a theater
Was it
seeing
like-
that.
it was- it
And it
came
was
out-
only out for like 2 weeks.
Did it come out in the summer? So like it was like a million
Yeah.
days out. Your
Yeah,
air
yeah, yeah.
conditioner was broken, so you went to the movies, and that was like.
No, I literally
About
went to
sports.
see that movie.
Sheesh.
And then I had the digital copy. I literally watch it all the time. I just love that movie.
All right, so 25. Pick 25 with
Yep.
the Eagles.
Yeah.
I don't see them trading up. I don't think they should trade up. If anything, they should trade back.
I'm with you. I say 25, take the best available. If Sweat or Wilkins continues to drop into the late teens, early 20s.
They hosted him for a visit today or tomorrow. Sweat.
Yeah.
Bringing him in.
If either of those two drop, say to 20, 19, then I look to trade up.
I hate trading up because, I mean, you saw what the Jets and Colts made a trade last year. The Jets went from 5 to 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Bears and Niners made a trade recently where it was just one spot, 2 to 3 when the
Right.
draft was in Philly.
Right.
It's just astronomical how these
Yeah,
teams
but you're
covet
not
draft
going to
picks.
have to. It's not going to be that astronomical down to 20s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think if those two guys continue to slip for whatever reason, I think you got to go up and get one of them.
See, now,
But I'm okay.
So you're D-line.
staying put. Yeah, I'm going D line
you're going D-line.
or O line. But there's
not
no
O-line.
one.
Right.
There's no one at the O line that you're going to go get unless you're trading all the way up to the top 10 to get the kid from Georgia or Florida.
Yeah, Jawan Taylor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the kid from Oklahoma is going 1 or 2, or in the top 3.
What do you mean?
The O line from Oklahoma.
Cody Ford? You
Cody
think he's going to
Ford.
go that high?
Isn't
What do you mean? You mean the Bama guy?
Oh, I'm sorry, the Bama guy.
Quinn Williams?
Jonah Williams.
Jonah
Williams.
Williams,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going top 3.
Yeah.
See, I've been trying to write a 7-round Eagles mock. I have no idea where to
Yeah.
slot the guys.
Yeah.
I read one mock draft and they're in the first round. Then I read another mock draft and they're in the 4th round. I don't know what to do with it. I've seen Jonah Williams in 15th. I've seen him drop in. I've seen him in the top 10. I have no idea. I do like the kid from Oklahoma, Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked out well with Lane.
Yeah.
Just like an athletic freak like that.
And it worked out with the Baltimore Ravens with Orlando Brown Jr.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. And I like the kid Dillard from Washington State.
Okay.
Yeah.
But are they
Yeah.
first round guys?
Dillard is weird because
You know what I mean?
he
But you know what I
could
mean?
be-
Like, are they first
I've
round?
seen him on mock drafts anywhere from 10 to the 3rd round.
Wow.
But I like him for us because he's really, really good at pass blocking.
Okay.
Whereas,
And
you
you're right.
know,
We run the ball 4 times a
because
game.
he
so.
plays with Leach.
Right. Plays with Leach. Yeah.
So they throw the ball all the time.
Right.
And he started, and he's a right tackle. So I've been against this in the past, but I think the time is coming to move Lane from right to left. Because the only guy that projects as like a bookend left tackle is the Bama kid,
Right,
and you
yeah.
got to make an astronomical trade to get him,
Yeah.
which I'm out on. But if you get Dillard, who can play in a wide open offense and pass block really good on the right side and put Lane on the left side, I don't know. I'm not against that as much as I was. I'm just scared moving Lane because I don't want to make 2 positions worse.
Correct. And I'm with you on that. Last year when Peters went down, or 2 years ago when Peters went down,
But maybe if you have the off season to do it, maybe
I was
it'll help.
all in on moving Lane. You're right. Maybe after this year, because I mean, the kid's gonna be groomed anyway. He's not gonna come in right away and start over Peters or Lane anyway.
Yeah, but it's only a matter of time before you need someone because Peter's going to get hurt.
Agreed. Absolutely.
And then Vaitai, I know they extended him, but there's 50% chance that he's going to be really good, and there's a 50% chance that
a
he's
75% chance that he's gonna be really bad.
really bad.
Yeah.
And this team's in win now mode. It's like the Phillies. Expectations
Which
are
is-
through the roof.
Which is why
You
I
can't
was
take these- you
why
can't
I
take
was a
these chances.
proponent last year of once you shut down Carson, lose out. Now I ended up getting on board once they went to the playoffs because, of course, our team's in the playoffs. But because you're exactly right. This team is in win now mode. So would you rather have a top 10, top 15 pick in every round this year?
see, now-
or would you rather be picking at 25 because, oh, yay, we made the playoffs? Again,
Okay,
I got on board and I
how
was
bad,
in.
How bad did Tom scream at you when you said that?
Oh, he screams at me all the time anyway.
No, but he probably got extra.
Oh yeah,
extra
he
mad
was
that way.
Oh, he got
I'm
real.
trying
He
not
got
to-
real close.
Yeah,
He got
I'm
real
trying
close.
not to scream at you because you look at it because you can get an All-Pro in the 4th round just as easy as you can get.
Sure.
It's the NFL. Like
There's
the
no-
NFL
oh,
draft is
absolutely.
total crap. It's not like the NBA where there's 5 guys at the top that are going to be studs. Like the NBA, you know when you're in 8th grade if you're going to be in the NBA. Or not,
Yeah.
unless you get injured or can't make the
Yeah.
grades or something really interesting happens. So you got to win every game. And I don't care if you lose wild card weekend. Like the Flyers. I'm rooting for the Flyers to get in the playoffs. I got people, we're going to play Tampa in the first. I don't care. I want
Yeah.
my young guys to be in the playoffs. And who knows? Carter Hart gets hot. We've seen way weirder things
See,
happen.
hockey is the one sport where I will give you. I will root so you are out of the playoffs
Which they
to
are
get
eliminated. They are eliminated.
because there's parity in the NHL. There's very little parity in the rest of the professional sports. If you're the better team, you're 95% chance going to win, right?
Yeah. I
In-
mean,
in a series.
basketball, there's 16. It's been like that since the 60s. There's
Yeah.
6 teams that are contenders, and everyone else is
And everyone else is the
SOL.
pretender. But in hockey, if you get a hot goalie or you go up against a bad goalie, you can make a run.
Yeah, Bryce Blackwell checks this. We'll either move up or trade out. We'll probably go defense or O-line at 25. I agree with that.
Yeah,
He says maybe linebacker.
I just don't think there's going to be a linebacker there at 25.
No, because
Yeah,
you got
from-
two. You
from
got
the
two
looks of it,
You
I
got
don't
2
think it's
linebackers
possible.
probably gonna go in the top 10.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Yeah.
that Mac Wilson guy, who I'm not really
Right.
into at all out of Alabama.
Yeah.
I'd almost rather find a flyer. But I mean, I'm O-line and linebacker.
Yeah.
I'm concerned because you have
Exactly.
you have one professional linebacker on this team.
Absolutely.
Right.
I mean, some Phil guys, but I mean, you have L.J. Fort or whatever.
Yeah.
You have him playing in a big spot.
No.
And I know linebacker gets phased out because you play nickel and dime, but you still need 2.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
And Hicks got crazy money. I would.
Oh,
would
my
have.
God, he's got crazy money.
That's the
Good luck. Good luck to the Cardinals.
That's the Cardinals for you.
That's where everyone's career
But
goes to die.
He was one of the only ones that I was really looking to bring back at the right price. But I, mean, he got
I
it.
knew he was gone.
He got his money, and that's that. But
Yeah.
so I don't know how the linebackers. You're not going to get White or Bush. They're
No.
going top 10. But those are 2 positions that I'm more concerned about with. What are they? They have 25, and then they have 2 picks in the 50s.
Yes.
I'm not picking a running back with any of them. I'm picking a running back in the 4th.
I'll
think-
take a running back in the second round if
Yeah.
he's there.
Yeah.
You know, depending on what the board looks like. You know what I mean? I mean, as you know, you sat here and said, we sat here and said, Jordan Howard isn't the answer. I mean, he's an answer for right now because we have a whole pile of slop back there, right? But I still don't think it precludes you from taking a chance or a risk at a high pick for a running back. Now, do you have to go at 25?
Yeah, but they missed their chance to do that when they took that idiot Sidney Jones instead of Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, but you can even go back. They took Donnell Pumphrey over Kareem Hunt,
Kareem Hunt went in the 2nd round.
3rd round. Kamara.
Pumphrey went in the 4th, though.
No, they think they went. I think they all
Pumphrey
went
was
the 3rd.
4th. Pumphrey was the 4th.
Yeah, they didn't take. They
Well,
missed,
but regardless, they still missed on those guys.
they missed
to take-
the boat because
Right.
Minnesota traded over them and took Cook, and
Yeah.
then that started the train.
Yeah.
And then the Eagles didn't get one, so they took
Right.
Pumphrey.
They took Pumphrey.
and told everyone he was going to be
He-
fantastic.
he's the only one you
and
missed.
He stinks. I can't. I hate Sidney Jones. I hate Sidney Jones. All I see is Alvin Kamara when I watch him play. Take a guy with a tore his Achilles the month before the draft in the 2nd round. It's just baffling to me how you can just be that tone deaf and have to prove you're the smartest guy in the room and just do something like that.
Well, that goes back to why this trade for Howard was so big, and because Howie Roseman can't draft and can't
he's good at
and
trading.
can't evaluate running backs. So it takes the pressure off of reaching for somebody at 25. You know, if a guy like Jacobs, who you
It's like, I mean,
you think
I
is
hear
a
Jacob-
first round pick and he's there, then cool, let's go, let's dance. But I'm not trading up now to go get him. I'm not, you know, if one of the second rounds pick and he's still around, or one of these other guys is still around, then sure, I'll dance. But I think it takes the pressure off of Howie.
This is what
to
Howie does
draft
before
a high running back.
This is what he does before every draft. He addresses all these little needs with these little role players that are good and makes all these trades. So he's not pigeonholed into picking a position, which is smart. But I'm worried about the O-line. I'm worried about linebacker.
Oh, there's a lot to be worried about.
Because Brooks not playing next year.
Brooks isn't playing next year. No.
Stop with this. He's going to be back in October.
And you let go of Wiz, which I'm fine with. But now you're down a versatile lineman. Wiz can play all three spots, and not that Salamalo can't. But now you lose Wiz. You're putting Salamalo in for Brandon Brooks,
which is not good.
No,
Samalu
it's not good.
No, because what this team had going for us the last 2 years was you had Lane, you had Brooks, and you had Kelsey on the right side of the line. Best in the biz.
Yep.
No notes.
Hashtag it.
Hashtag it. Hashtag it.
Thanks,
no
Bob
notes.
Menery.
Best right tackle, best right guard,
Yep.
best center. Boom, 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 right in a row. Left side was a little shaky, but Peters did well enough, and Vaitai filled in fine. Now you don't have that. Now you got a huge question mark at right guard. And the huge paradox with the Achilles, Brandon Brooks, like everyone tells me when I bury Sidney Jones because he blows, oh, it's a 2-year injury. You got to give him 2 years. But then the same people tell me Brooks is going to be fine by October.
Yeah, he's going to be back.
Pick a lane. Call it like it is. Brooks not playing next year. You're going to get screwed at right guard unless you address someone. That's why, because if you take Ford in the first round, say you take Ford at 25, the tackle from Oklahoma, you can start him at right guard right away.
Yeah.
Then bump him out and move Lane to left. Because even if you jumped up for Taylor, he's not playing left tackle either.
No.
He's a right tackle.
Yeah, you're right. And to that point, you hope if you do jump up, you're getting your left tackle. And if that's what he doesn't project to be, then you're not moving up to get him.
And I feel a little fraudulent because I've been in screaming matches about not moving Lane to left tackle, but you look at how it's fallen. He's going to be there. Maybe not this year.
But I feel like that was what they drafted him for.
They did.
Like when they drafted him at number 4, you're
you
not
don't
drafting
take a
right tackle at number 4.
No.
You take a guy who's probably going to start his career at right tackle and then eventually move. I just don't think they figured Peters would be around so long.
That's true. And
to his credit, he has been around forever.
And I wish bring it back at $6 million, but I think you're kind of boxed into that because Brooks got hurt.
You're right. You're boxed in with, Vaitai stinks. Mailata's not even close to being ready.
Yeah, that's another thing. Can we stop with the Jordan Mailata?
So you're like,
stuff,
all right,
please.
All right, bodyguard. Can you give us one more?
Okay, if you're playing, let's just say the schedule comes out tomorrow.
I'd rather put Mailata in the running back than left tackle.
I would love to see some.
You're playing the Dallas
Cowboys
in Week 1 on Sunday Night Football.
Power formation
Day, and
Jordan Mailata deep 7 yards.
Oh yeah,
Let's go.
That'd be nice.
But how concerned would you be if Mailata's at left tackle against DeMarcus Lawrence in an opener?
I'm not watching the game. Not really.
Carson's out. Carson's out.
Oh,
He's
first
done.
play. Done.
Done.
So. Where's Nick at?
You remember that game against the Giants where Winston Justice? I think it was Winston Justice.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, who was it?
Osi.
Osi Umenyiora.
Umenyiora.
Just destroyed him. He's a turnstile.
Yeah.
Come on in. Come on into the game. Get your free T-shirt.
Horrible player, Winston Justice. Horrible player, Winston Justice. Terrible.
Somehow he stuck around the league for a couple of years, too.
They must his agent must have done a very good job at burying
That's
that
just like Eric
film.
Flowers going to get money from Washington. Like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
They're morons. I can't wait to see what they do at the 15th pick. That should be a comedy.
They're going to draft Case Keenum.
Jeez.
I know he's already on the team.
Yeah.
Draft him again.
We'll just take him.
We'll take him again.
And then I think it's hilarious that the Steelers got rid of the ego of Antonio Brown, and I read a bunch of mocks, them taking his cousin, Marquise Brown.
Oh, yeah.
What sense does that make?
No.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense.
I think he's a really good wide receiver, though. I would take him if he's available in the right spot.
Aim at 25.
See, I think the acquisition of
Yeah, Howie's not going to do
Deshaun
it. I'm talking about
Jackson.
with you.
yes, because I'm a give Carson all the weapons I can give him
I
type
love
of
that.
guy.
I love that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think him and Jackson play too much similar.
Yeah, Jackson's
Because-
here for 3 years.
And then
Jackson
you
can still
re-sign
burn.
Jackson.
Jackson can burn.
If you just would have said, all right, we're trading for Jackson for this year, and we're just going to, play out the year on his current contract.
Are you Mac Hollins guy?
No, I mean, I'm not a nod, but I'm not, clamoring for Mac Hollins to get on the field. I mean, you got to be healthy. The best ability in pro sports or any sport is availability.
Wasn't available.
And he wasn't available.
And then, you get back to the running back. I get it's a need, but is Josh Jacobs really a first-round guy?
But that, again, it goes back to that trade. Now you don't have to make that decision.
And
Now at 25, again, you can take the
because
best
the
guy.
one thing that Jacobs does seemingly better than the running backs being ranked around him is catch the ball.
Yep.
Which Jordan Howard not going to do that.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they're doing with Sproles.
Oh, my God.
I don't
We have to
know
do-
what.
We have to go through this again.
I'm out on him.
I've been out for 3 years.
I'm out. He had the game against the Texans last year.
Yeah.
Where he killed it. Great.
I love the guy. I love the guy I love what he meant to his what his career meant to
Yeah.
guys of that size and that ilk, that he was able to milk this much of a career. I don't dislike the guy at all, but can we freaking move on from
How
a
come
guy?
Darren Sproles wasn't on the bracket, Frank?
Can we move on from a guy that's going to play 6 games?
I agree with you. And if Josh Adams touches the football next year, I'm going to freak out. Wendell Smallwood, he kind of earned my respect because he was their best running back down the stretch. But
On one show, someone was asking, what do we do with Corey Clement and Josh Adams? I said they go nowhere with or without the ball, so it doesn't matter what you do with them.
Josh Adams not going to make the team. If he's on the 53-man roster next year, that's
Then there's an issue.
the huge issue. Corey,
It means Howie missed on a running back again.
and then Corey, you get the cute story. Remember before the Giants game last year, he goes up to Howie and oh, please don't trade for a running back. I still
Yeah.
want to play. And then he
Then he gets hurt.
does nothing and gets hurt.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. You had a good game in the Super Bowl, and this fan base is going to hold on to that for 5, 6, 7 years.
And arguably,
But
arguably probably should have been the Super Bowl MVP, but
No, over Nick. Come on, over Nick.
dude scored 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, but Nick was just
I said
That-
arguably.
Nick.
I'm not saying I'm not saying Nick was a bad choice. I'm just saying arguably the guy was MVP.
Bob Brinkman, you still need a quality right tackle because the pass rushers are stacked on both ends, not just the blind side.
I agree.
Used to be teams only have one quality pass rusher.
Agree.
So I'm concerned about the O line, and I'm concerned about linebacker, and I would put running back as my third need. And anything past that, because I think they did enough with the secondary. Maybe a safety, get a young safety in there.
Yeah. I also think they're going to, in address the linebacker, they're probably going to go heavy safety and just play Malcolm down, as opposed to maybe addressing a linebacker. You see other teams kind of doing it, playing 3-4 safeties and getting a little bit more athletic in the back half. Now, Tom Brady then went and torched San Diego when they did that in the playoffs. But, how many times we can go up against Tom Brady? Especially next year, we got to play him.
Play him.
I know. I can't wait.
It's at home.
I know. I'm gonna be at that game in my Brady jersey.
No, you're
I'm
not.
gonna be an absolute fraud of a fan.
You'd be suspended.
I'm gonna be a fraud of a
You
fan.
don't have a forum here if you do that. I'll talk to Tom. That's unacceptable.
I will wear my Carson jersey over my Brady jersey. Is that
as
acceptable?
long as I better not see any blue or white or anything.
Or flying Elvises. None of that.
anything with that jersey. That'd be
No,
unacceptable.
I'm not that big of a fraud. I do love the GOAT. I do
like
love
Tom
Brady.
I like Tom Brady
but I'm
too.
not that big of a fraud when he plays against my guys. I'm not going to pick against them.
Gronk.
I mean, I might pick against them, but I'm not going to root against them.
Yeah, he took a step back in my book with that with his April Fool's joke today, retiring on Twitter for his first tweet ever.
Oh, dude, it's got to be. I mean, Bob Menery did it today with Tiger Woods too.
What did he do?
Tiger Woods is retiring after the Masters.
Roar!
And people believed him.
Well, I saw it as I'm driving, and I go, "What the? Is this real?" And I'm like, "No, I would have seen a lot more than this."
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
I'm like, then I freaking realized
the date, and
I'm like, oh. But again, I was driving. I was going to baseball practice. Like I just didn't. Yeah.
No,
right,
Bob. You and your new Buffalo Wild Wings
let's get to this
commercials.
bracket.
Bobby blew up.
Yeah.
You're welcome,
Who?
Bob. You're welcome, Bob.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bob.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Bob
Yeah.
Menery, you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, big time Bob.
Everyone knows who Bob Menery is.
Yeah,
Is he from here? Like, is he from here?
No, he's from Boston or something. Yeah.
Boston.
Boston guy, and then he does our
He
stuff,
was-
and now he's doing voiceovers for Buffalo Wild Wings.
He was dating smoke show golfer Katie Kearney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she smoked.
Not as up on the women golfer.
Oh.
Golfers
We'll
and
talk.
men
We'll talk
and-
off
yeah.
air about
Bob's,
women golfer here. Woo,
Bob's
boy.
Instagram stories. My goodness.
They're fun. Anyway,
All right,
They're
so we got
amazing.
we got this bracket that was brought to us by the Fix, and I can talk about it because Brad's not here. New York Brad is not here, but the selection committee did C+ job.
Ooh.
No, I'm just kidding. It's a fine bracket. I would
Yeah.
like to.
Give your 2 cents about it.
Yeah,
like,
I'm interested.
can you
to
not
see,
put Hinkie against Allen Iverson too?
But you see,
Like
they
I think
did it.
Hinkie might make a Final Four run if he's not against Allen Iverson.
Hey,
in my mind.
I didn't come up with the brackets. I mean, I didn't
But
come
how
up with
did
the
you
seeding.
seed them?
We use a thing. Well, Ryan put the names in a thing. We
See,
use
I
a,
don't believe- I don't
we use
believe you.
we use a website. I'm not sure what website it was.
No, I don't believe you. Here's
but
why I
we,
don't
but we
believe
put, But we
you.
put the
'Cause
names.
look, it's each sport
Right.
is matched up with each other perfectly in the first round, except for maybe 2.
Right.
There's no way that's like random.
All right. So the website I believe Ryan uses is called Challenge, which is you put in the names and it randomizes the seeds for you.
Okay.
And I think I'm not 100% sure, but I believe he did the randomizer at least a couple times to make sure it looked right. So there was no personal preference; it was just
But
randomized.
See,
Yeah.
it's another thing though, because the seeds are like
Yeah.
they're pretty in line with like
Yeah,
how the general public would rank 'em.
right.
So I looked at this in quadrants. I got everyone. So I got Dawkins beating Simmons and Simmons to get to that final.
Yeah.
And then I have Harry the K. So I have Harry the K versus Brian Dawkins for one Final Four spot. I'm taking Harry the K.
Yeah, I hit Dawkins
right here.
Dawkins
over Simmer.
over Wayne. I also went Ben over Malcolm. I went HK over Merrill, and I went Bryce over Carson. But then I
Bryce, I agree with you.
I have HK versus Dawkins, and I love HK is my guy.
And Merrill Reese is great.
I love Merrill, but HK is it.
You just got Harry with the white, the grandpa hat.
Yeah,
with the kind of
singing High Hopes and
with the white
Yeah.
shoes, like he's
you know,
hitting the early bird special
got
at
his-
Florida at 4:00 in the afternoon.
got his
then
World
watched-
Series call, and I don't know how you can go
and
against
died.
that. I don't know how
Called
you
the
can pick
World
against
Series,
it.
then died.
Yep,
So he's in my Final Four.
agreed.
He might be my champ. I haven't gotten to my champ yet. Then the bottom half, I have Howard over Foles in my Final Four. So
I have an upset. So I have Nick Foles over Reed.
obviously.
I got
mean,
I got Charlie over Westbrook.
that's quite a toss up.
I got Hamels over Akers, and I got Howard over whoever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who is that?
Fletcher,
Fletcher,
Cox.
yeah. So my upset is I got Charlie over Nick.
Okay. I mean, Charlie's a lovable.
Charlie's a
the
lovable guy,
best.
and again,
I saw him at Parks betting on the races like the day after he retired. Remember he retired
yeah,
season?
yeah,
Just there sitting on a bench.
nice.
Just
I love that
betting on
guy.
the ponies.
But again, that's a guy who, for a guy like me, him in that 2018 popped my cherry, right? That's my team.
that was your first.
That was my
That's
first.
mine too.
You know what I mean? So that's like that team will always hold. Not saying what the Eagles did wasn't special, because it was. But that 2008 team will always hold that place in me.
But
Right.
my thing, I got to have Howard in my Final Four here, because Ryan Howard gets dogged more than any other superstar athlete in the history of Philadelphia sports. Ever. I don't understand how people can tell me that Chase Utley was more intricate to that Phillies run than Jimmy Rollins or
it's funny.
Howard.
The first time
You guys brought it up Sunday, maybe?
Wednesday.
Maybe you weren't on. It was
Wednesday.
one of Tom's shows. Wednesday?
Yeah.
Late night. And then everyone's like, oh, yeah, like Howard didn't like want to win. He didn't have the like,
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was funny.
Based on what?
The
Like,
first
what?
time I was ever on with Tom and Mike, they were play-by-play broadcasting a cornhole tournament at the high school as a fundraiser that I was coaching at. It was before I joined A2D. So
Oh my goodness, I remember that.
right, so they
Oh
had me on the. They
oh
had
my
me on,
God.
and one of the first questions
Whoa.
they asked me is, of that 2008 run, who was the most intricate?
Mine's Howard.
And I
No
flat out-
hesitation.
no hesitation
None.
at all. I said Ryan Howard. Tom looks at me, he goes, "Yeah, we might be best friends."
Yeah.
Oh my
Because
goodness.
it's the absolute truth. Ryan
forgot
Howard
about
is
that
what
cornhole
Bryce Harper is to this lineup.
How many times did Chase Utley come not ready for the season? He'd missed the first month and a half because his
Absolutely.
knees were hurt.
You know, and I love Chase. I'm a Chase guy, but Howard was that team. Oh, I'm sorry. Howard was the thump to Jimmy's
Yeah,
flash.
Jimmy had the swag.
Yep.
Jimmy was cool.
Jimmy was just as cool as Howard. And Jimmy deserves just as much credit as Howard.
and like
Well, I think Jimmy gets the credit. Howard doesn't get the credit.
two of the guys. Howard gets no credit. You're right. Jimmy gets
And
his due.
2 of the 3 are Hall of Famers in my book. And the guy,
I don't know if Howard got cut short. Jimmy Rollins, first ballot Hall of Famer.
no doubt.
First ballot Hall of Famer.
And,
Absolutely.
and if you,
I challenge anyone to tell me he's not. And
'Cause-
I'll school you.
you don't even have to school him. Just do this. Put take the name out. Put Derek Jeter's numbers
Ozzie Smith.
up against Jimmy Rollins, and they're almost identical. And then, of course, then you got to factor in all the World Series is so fine. I understand that, but Jimmy Rollins is a Hall of Famer.
Okay,
and
well,
I think
Jimmy
Ryan
Rollins-
Howard. I think Ryan Howard.
How many times
that
did,
5-year run?
You think that gets him in?
I think that gets because those were historic numbers.
They were.
You know what I mean? They were historic.
And then everybody wants to tell me, Ryan Howard struck out too much. Look his page on Baseball Reference and tell me how many times he struck out 200 times in a season. Want to know how many times he struck out 200 times in a
Maybe
season?
once.
0.
Yeah.
He lived like in that 180, 190.
Yeah. that's why I
But
gave
he
one.
never
That's
went-
why I gave him one.
Never went. And, you look at how many MVPs did Chase Utley win? None.
None. And I mean, I love Chase. Like Chase
Derek
was,
Jeter,
Chase
Ozzie
was
Smith,
that
all
guy.
these shortstops that are all that in a bag of chips and way better than Jimmy. How many MVPs did they win? Jimmy had multiple Gold Glove.
Yeah, and that's where I think that's where I think he separates him like against a Jeter is Jeter, in my opinion, was so overrated as a defender, and Jimmy was that guy defensively.
Jeter would pop like when all the lights were on in the biggest city.
But let's be real,
Jeter
Jeremy
was there.
Giambi was safe. So Jeter,
Jeremy Giambi, he should have slid. He shoulda
Jeter's
slid.
biggest play is Jeremy Giambi safe.
Yeah, but the Yankees are going to get all those
You're
calls.
absolutely right.
It's like Duke.
That's
They
what I'm
get every
saying.
call.
But Jeremy Giambi safe.
the way
So
it
his
is.
biggest play isn't even a factor because Jeremy Giambi.
I
safe.
mean, again, I'm not a Yankee hater, so I can look at I admire the history of I really do. I hate the Mets and I hate the Red Sox. I think the Mets they're right up there with the Cowboys for me.
yeah, Mets
They're
are crumb.
Obnoxious, just fan base that just thinks they're all that, and they haven't won anything in how long?
Yeah.
86. Like, give me a break. And Boston, I don't like Boston. They're just a bunch of snobs. Think they're better than everyone, not just Philadelphia. But I mean, Jeter, 3,000 hits, unbelievable.
Agreed. There's no. I'm not
And-
taking. I probably will take a lot away from Jeter. I'm not a Jeter guy, but anyway.
Because I like guys who are clutch, and Jimmy was clutch.
Yeah.
Howard was clutch.
Yeah. I just again, you look back at Howard. To get me to the plate, boys. I mean that stretch. I mean that was just epic. Like he knew all he wanted to do was get to the plate.
So I got two baseball guys on this. I got Harry the K and Howard here. And I'm gonna take a pat. I gotta have Howard winning it because just to balance out the haters.
Yeah.
Even though consensusly he's not.
I think I had Hamels. I think I went. Actually, I might have had. I'm sorry. I had Manuel. So I had HK and Manuel, but I had Manuel over Howard.
So you're a big Chuck guy.
I'm a big Chuck guy.
Yeah.
I'm just a big old.
I don't think they would've-
Weathers, West Virginia.
I don't
talking.
think the Phillies win in 08 with a different manager.
You're absolutely correct.
So I mean, then you got this side of the bracket. I got Utley out in the second round. I got Doug P.
I got to beat Doug just because again I don't like Doug. I mean
You don't.
I
like
mean
Doug?
I take that back. I obviously got to like Doug, but I'm not like a
I get it.
Doug.
It took you a while to get you there with
Yeah,
Doug because he's
but I'm
peculiar
gonna chase.
sometimes.
But I'm gonna chase.
But Doug's in. Doug's your football coach.
But I'm gonna take Chase over Doug if it's my bracket. But
That's fair.
Jimmy's in that Final Four.
So you have Jimmy. So you're baseball.
I'm
you're
baseball loaded.
heavy. Yeah, I got Doug in my final. I love Doug. I love that he's a player. I know he's strategically he can be a stunad sometimes.
Yeah.
But when you talk about relating to your players, getting your players to show up, not losing a locker room, Doug's fantastic. So I got Doug in my Final Four.
Like I hate this matchup. I hate the Allen Iverson Sam Hinkie matchup.
I mean, come on, with Sam Hinkie,
'cause
one of those guys.
Oh, I love Hank. I love Hank.
I mean, okay.
I mean, that dude was
I could have done what he did, right?
No, but I don't agree with that because I think he had such the foresight to realize that basketball was going to come back to the big man. Like not everybody.
I've been saying that for years too.
Not everybody was going to. You're not going to be able to. But here you go. Do
The
you
AAU Warrior style of basketball, the way the Houston Rockets player is a complete
do you take Chris
fad.
Stopps? Do you take Chris Stopps over Ja?
I mean, obviously now, no, I wouldn't have. I thought Ja was a good pick. I
Okay.
thought Ja was going to be able to really. I knew he was going to be a little bit of a project, maybe a non-factor defensively, but I thought he'd be able to score in the
I-
the league. And what the disconnect was between that, and really anyone who says that, you should have picked Kristaps over Ja. No one thought that.
Yeah. No, I mean, and then of course the news comes out, and of course I still take, I still to this day take him, even with the current events. You know what I mean? I still draft Jaleel over Kristaps.
What draft? Who?
That was 2000.
That was Russell. That's who I wanted.
D'Angelo Russell. Yes, that was
Russell at
D'Angelo
2.
Russell. Yeah.
He went 2 to the Lakers, and
Right.
then, you get Ja.
Yeah.
You just
He just went big man heavy.
So to round this out, so you have Hinkie over Iverson.
I know because Iverson's my guy.
Iverson's probably my final against Howard, and
I have Iverson over. I have Iverson versus Joel.
Yeah, in the regional final
and
there.
then and then I have Iverson in my Final Four, and I'm going to go.
He's like the Virginia. He's got the easiest bracket.
He's got the easiest walkthrough. My final is going to be
McNabb will never win a contest against anybody.
I'll take him over Kelsey. I mean, it is what it is. But
McNabb, well, he's a big baby.
He is a baby, but he's 5 will always love you.
Oh, that was so great. That was so great when I was sitting there against the Chiefs. I think it was against the Chiefs the one year. I was at that game. Number 5 will always love you.
Allen versus HK.
And you're gonna go HK because you're a baseball guy.
And no, I'm actually going Allen. Allen is my dog. Allen was that was my guy growing up. I wore 3 because of Allen Iverson.
I just noticed this though. You got Joe against Roy, the Doc.
I
in
know
the
it's a
second round.
tough
I
matchup.
A little overlooked that one.
It's a tough matchup.
But Roy was abbreviated here. If he played all of his time here and did all that,
or they won.
Yeah, but even if they won, that's still only, what did he have, 3 years before he fell off a cliff?
Yeah.
Here? I mean, I don't know if that's.
But I'm saying,
enough.
if they win, then yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but Cliff Lee blew it.
I know.
Everyone.
Freaking 4-0 in the playoffs. That's what you're paid $25 million to do. Is close out a 4-0 game in the playoffs.
And then Cole Hamels, everyone wants to dog sometimes. Picks them up in Game 3 on the road, and they still didn't score any runs. In Game 5. Crushing. Wait, Greg, it's been fun.
Absolutely, brother. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. That's Sports Hounds. We'll be back next Monday with Brad talking baseball, all things sports. See you next time.